live. Where's my phone? Where's this? Ow. Quit that. Oh, it looks like you're sharing screen.
Okay, you should hear me now.
Let me pull this out.
Can you hear me now?
Oh shit, Six Pack Kid and fucking Night Clover.
There we go. There we go.
There we go.
We're coming up.
There's Mr. Six Pack Kid and Night Clover in chat.
All right.
How you doing?
Uh, I'm doing okay. How about yourself, Dylan?
Can't complain. Been vaping on the billet box all day today.
Yeah, same here. I've been doing mine all day, but I don't see me coming up on the screen yet.
Nick, no. Tried turning off the camera and turning it back on. I
Okay.
know I normally have that issue too.
All right. Now it's back on.
Unless there's probably something covering the.
Hold on. Hold on. I have a little thing up here. Hold on. There
There
we
we
go.
go.
I had it blocked off. Shit. That's for security purposes.
That's understandable.
Yeah. There we go. Got my reading glasses on, so you'll have to forgive me. There we go. I'm going to take them off.
All good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm planning on getting another billet box and everything.
Yeah. That's the one I got.
I like that colorway.
The Lace Smoke Show. Yeah, it's
I was
pretty
talking
cool.
to Cheryl Demers, who's always in Mark's chat and everything. She just picked up her billet box too.
Yeah, she got what the Red Fox one.
Yeah, the Firefox.
Yeah, Firefox. 2024 on that one. I
Yeah,
got
mine's
my
the
other
same
one
one,
in storage.
2024.
Yeah, my other one's in storage. It's not going anywhere, that's for sure.
Yeah, I got the sturdy one rocking in this. Nick, this is Brian Ferguson. He's the one that's always in Chuck's show, Mark's show, and things like
Yeah.
that.
I'm starting to get a little gray hair up here and thinning out.
uh,
Yeah, this is pretty cool. We got to do this more often.
yeah, I overheard Mark. You went live the other day, and
Yeah, he was on there, and I think he's going to do another Friday show.
yeah, he said he didn't know if it was gonna be Friday or Saturday.
Well, if he goes Saturday, that's okay, but I would suggest maybe going just Friday and doing it a little earlier in the evening.
Yeah, probably around. I would say 7 o'clock my time, but that means he
What
would have
time?
to.
What time zone are you in, Dylan?
I'm in New York, so I'm in Eastern.
Yeah, you're on the same time as me.
So if he went live 7 o'clock, it would be 6 o'clock his time.
Yeah,
So if he did that, then it will still be good and things like that. He'll still be able to end the show
yeah,
roughly within an hour 30 minutes, give or take. That's if they do overtime.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
But who's to say if he's gonna do the show at 7 o'clock? I have a feeling they may do the show at the same time that they normally do it.
Right. I would think that it probably, well, since they're in Chicago time, they're an hour behind us.
Yeah,
So if they were to clock in at, say, 7 p.m., it would be 8 our time.
yeah.
And that would be more appropriate because sometimes he can run those shows long and long and long, and they get a little out of hand.
No, yeah, especially when he has a few beers in him and everything too.
Yeah.
But I have a feeling he needs. Some people I do talk to do say that he needs to kind of quit that and everything else too.
Yeah, I mentioned that to him before. I said, sometimes you get a little out of hand and
Yeah,
you look like you're strung out. It's like,
yeah. I've had a couple of phone calls with him about that too,
yeah, and it's
and
just not. It's not healthy to do that.
yeah, especially when he goes has his little drunken live moments and everything too.
Oh, I've seen that before.
And on top of that, a certain someone in his chat by the name of Glenn doesn't help at all when he starts instigating and everything else too.
Yeah, that's got my
Ugh.
got my Centaurus B80 in hand too.
Ooh,
Yeah,
my father has the Daft Pro amp coming in.
I was looking at that one and I said, well, that's kind of unique, but you know what I really want to get a hold of
Which
is
one?
the X Pro one that's got the modular.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That looks badass. It really does.
There's a mod that Mister Six Pack Kid has, and that's
Right.
the which one does he? Oh, the seven RBA, not seven RBA, the seven mod by Ground Cloud Innovations.
Yeah, I like that one. That's
Take
a nice one.
strictly dot format and everything,
Yeah.
and I like the design of it.
Which one is it that they give you? I think it's a Cthulhu one that you can get the dot RBA for.
Yeah, that's the Cthulhu. It comes. Well, no, that's dot mod. Dot mod, you get those dot RBAs and things like that.
Right, right.
Now, Mr. Devin Jeffrey had gotten me, and I mentioned this on Chuck's show and everything else too. He got me this little 6 RBA.
I hear a lot of good things about that one.
So far I've only tried it in dot format. I have yet to switch it over to Boro because I'm having trouble with the tank.
I know a buddy of mine up in Pittsburgh, he's got it, and he says it's really good.
It is for the flavor that I get from it. It's pretty good.
Yeah,
Not and normally since I've been vaping on this, also the Monarchy Scepter clone that Mister Sixpack gave
yeah,
me, I get good flavor. But there is one RBA that he has that I want to try. That he has it's the Wicked Alpha.
yeah. That's looks like a real good one, but the price on it,
Oh
just
yeah,
the price is just ridiculous.
oh yeah. Especially with it's the same thing with Jay Hayes' products too. The
Oh yeah,
Sways and the other two mods and stuff like that. Even the his AIO. He's asking for like $300-400 just for that.
yeah. I can't figure that out because when you look at the billet box, I got this on sale. I ain't paid $224,
Right.
and I got free shipping on it too.
Yeah.
And this was a sale price, but normally they sell this one for like $319 because
Yeah.
it's got the white panels and
Oh yeah.
yeah,
My father got me this one for my birthday, and the price on it was like 264.
yeah. That's not bad. That's a normal price, and You can't beat that. And then you can customize if you want different panels, like you go to
Oh
the
yeah,
mission. And I just can't see doing the mission panels.
I think the panels that Six Pack had sent to me was made by Defy.
Yeah.
So he got like the whole Jordan logo on it, and underneath it had my channel name on it too.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Wow.
and that was pretty cool, and everything else too.
I was thinking about 3D printing some panels for mine.
I was also gonna get mine touched up by the Coke King that Mr. Six Pack Kid goes to and everything.
Yeah.
He's out in Connecticut.
No kidding.
Yeah, so for Nick, in fact, Nick, who's Six Pack Kid, just got his billet box back, fully engraved and everything for the with the Harley Davidson stuff on it.
Yeah.
On top of that, he just got some extra goodies with that too. I don't want to say too much because I don't know if Nick wants me to put all of his stuff out there like that. But he's got a nice high end collection there of his own.
I got about 6 grand worth of stuff sitting in the other room.
Ooh,
That
so far
is
the only
ridiculous,
three high end stuff things that I have is the billet box, a side by side boxer, and a harpy mod,
Yeah.
and that's
About
it.
about 90% of my stuff's high end, but I'm in an apartment now. I'm no longer in my house. So
Right,
I tend to want to go keep it smaller. And I love the billet box format.
right.
And you can't beat Boro at all.
Oh yeah, as you probably tell up
Oh, yeah.
there, all my entire collection it's just all regulated mods and stuff like that. I only have very small of a Boro collection.
I got
That
12 Boro mods, and
oof.
that's I'm going to call it that.
Oh, look at this, Mister
Uh,
Vaping Bick is here.
yeah.
Mister Bick, how are you doing, good sir?
We should have them join in.
Urgh. I Bick, do me Bick. I need you to send me your email in chat, cause that way I can send you an invite to the chat to come on in. I forgot Vaping Bick was even subscribed.
Yeah. I know Cheryl Demers is going to really love that billet box.
Oh yeah, I
And
overheard she also got another boxer coming too.
I was looking at the boxers the other night, and I almost pulled the plug on it and got my credit card out, and I said, I have too much debt out there now.
No, you might also like this one because Cheryl and Nick saw this. They knew about this gift that I had gotten for Christmas. Death
Oh,
Modsboro V1.
that looks super sweet.
Oh, it's a hefty mod. It's single 700 and everything. I told my father, I said, listen, I'm gonna keep this clean. I don't feel comfortable even remotely using it because of the fact that it's in such
Oh,
mint condition.
the price on it, too.
Uh,
And when you start looking at the price of things
yeah.
and you see how much you're paying for it, you got to take care of it. You
No, yeah.
cherish that item, and it's high end. And whether it's high end or low end, you still want to take care of your equipment.
Oh, yeah.
I know
Nah.
I know too many people are just they get their mod and they'll bang it up, drop it,
Oh, yeah.
just mistreat it, and it's never going to last. That's just
Mr. Subhome guy, too.
hey, how about that? We got Mr. Subhome in.
Yeah, I know that it, with me just dropping my mods, it's happened to me quite a bit. With just me knocking it over, dropping it on the floor, and things like that.
Yeah,
I remember when you and I had a conversation in Mark's chat when he was doing his live streams and everything, and I was vaping on the Pulse Mini.
yeah.
Before I lost that, I was dropping that thing like it was nothing, and that
Yeah.
the frame on that never cracked at all.
Really?
And then right before George Jennings sent me this red dot mod,
Hmm.
my father had just got me the green one in July, and around I want to say the beginning to middle of September, I had dropped it,
No kidding.
and the entire frame on it cracked.
Oh.
Right by the
That's
charging port, right by the tank area, everything.
well, that's like an old Vaporesso one I had years ago. We're talking 10 years back.
Yeah.
It was nice, but the only problem is you couldn't stand it up and it would stand up because the shape of
Right.
the bottom was so tapered, it would always fall over. So I ended up breaking
Oh
the
yeah.
panels. And then one day I'm driving on the highway and then the battery starts to vent. You
Oh,
know what I did? Out the window. I
dude.
just threw the whole mod out the window. It hit the ground. Truck ran it over. It went flying. I said, salute it.
Dude,
It's
I
fine.
remember when I first got into vaping like 4 years ago. At this
Yeah,
point, because I started vaping on my birthday of 21.
yeah,
I was big into the whole Joel and everything.
yeah.
My father was going crazy. So I don't know if you remember this pod system by UL. It was the Jay Hayes and I think Fogging Out with the Batman did the review on it. The
Yeah,
UL
I remember.
tripod PCC
Yeah.
came with this giant octagonal charging case,
Yep.
3 pods. Out of every single pod system I've had, whether it was Smock, UL, or whatever, that was my all time favorite pod system.
Yeah.
And the little pod device got screwed up, God knows how.
Yeah.
Missing the charging connection on the bottom. But I gotta thank Six Pack Kid and I don't know if you remember him, Robert Skrelly.
Yeah. Bob Scully. Yeah.
He Six Pack Kid and Bobby Skrelly got me into the whole borough scene.
Right. Oh, Mr.
Um,
Mr. Scully's got one hell of a collection on
oh yeah,
Boros.
he's
And
added a lot more since
yep.
then. But if it wasn't for Skrelly showing me his giant boro collection
Yep.
and Six Pack Kid telling me to pull the trigger on a billet box, well, I'll probably be stuck doing a dot mod format. Vaping Bic with venting battery road rage.
I told him to send you a link for the email.
Uh,
Get him to join in.
I could probably just put the link in chat. Oh, that's why it's only.
Did you get the link to him?
Uh,
Yeah, you
Vic,
got it.
why don't you pop right on in with that link and come join the conversation. And Subum guy, if you want, you can join on in too with that.
Oh, hell yeah.
I think with Batman, I think his channel got deleted.
Yeah, he had a cooking channel going, and
I know
yeah,
he was posting some stuff on his on some cooking
yeah.
stuff on the channel too, but I think overall his thing got deleted. Cause I even tried finding his Facebooks. Can't even find his Facebook anywhere.
Well, I know I was chatting with him once because I was a Patreon of his, member,
Right.
and he was telling me about one of his. I think his daughter was having a problem with a guy at school,
Yeah,
and things
he
went
made a
out
video
of
about that.
control. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think he was doing his cooking channel at the time, and I think he just said, that's about enough.
Well, that's understandable, Vic. No, but yeah, I've even wrote to Batman a couple of times just to see how he's doing and everything, and he was hanging in there and things like that. But even after he posted an updated video about the situation,
Yeah.
he seemed okay about after everything that transpired, and then speaking to his daughter about it. But other than that, I haven't heard anything besides that his Facebook was hacked. That was primarily it.
Somebody told me that he lost his home down in Florida for hurricane purposes or whatever.
I I don't even know because I know there was a hurricane that happened, but I didn't.
Well, he lived in Pennsylvania at one time with, up where I was at.
Right,
And then he moved down to Florida for the job.
right. I knew he was in Florida, but I didn't know where he was prior to that.
I forget exactly where he was at. I know he was in a prone area for bad weather.
Right,
But, what are you going to do?
right. That's how it is even out here in New York too, because I'm so close to the water and everything.
Yeah.
Bad weather and things like that. So it's kind of like difficult things like that because it's like okay, I don't know when massive amounts of flooding is gonna happen and things like
Right.
that.
Well, coming from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, we had three rivers up there. You should see it in the wintertime. That
Right,
cold air from the wind would blow around you.
right.
You couldn't feel your earlobes after 5 seconds.
That's how it was when I was traveling to Manhattan too.
Yep, it's bad out there, and it's just one of those things where you kind of get acclimated to it after a while, and then you get sick and tired of it after a while.
Yeah, that is true.
And I
And
wanted to I wanted to go to Florida real bad, but I have to
I
wait
still
till
do,
the
but with it constantly raining like every 5 minutes to like 14 minutes,
well,
it's
I
like
wouldn't mind that because I worked down there before.
right, but it's like do I really want to deal with the constant rain and
Yeah,
everything?
yeah.
I wouldn't mind living down there with the heat, but it's also have to take into consideration with the hurricanes and stuff like that.
That's another issue. Unless you go around Tampa, Tampa's
Right.
not bad. The only problem with Tampa is you got all those cigar factories, and
Oh yeah. I
that's
was
all
also
you
looking
smell
at
all day long is tobacco.
oh yeah, I was also looking at like Pensacola, Florida too,
Yeah, same thing.
which is a little bit closer to like Texas and things like that.
Yeah. Well, of
And
course, you could always go down by the Everglades.
oh yeah,
I was driving down there once. I forget the highway that I was on, but it was so close to the water. They had signs posted, alligator crossing.
right.
Well, this damn alligator, the son of a gun, he's in the middle of the road. I'm honking the horn for him to get out of the way. He won't move. Then he starts to crawl across the road just real slow, right? So I start edging up on him. You know what that sucker did? He bit my tire and punctured it.
Oof. I know I've seen two videos of alligators. One video, the alligator was coming to the door. This bloodhound was ran to the door. The
Yeah,
owner of the bloodhound was the dog and the owner was inside the house. The owner was videotaping this and everything.
yeah,
The bloodhound ran to the door. All you see is the bloodhound just start going crazy.
really.
I've never seen, and on top of that, the alligator ran the opposite direction. The second video, this owner had like a frying pan, like one of those Chinese frying
Oh,
pans,
oh, the walk.
cracks the alligator. The alligator stops, cracks him again, and the
Yep.
alligator just starts running. I was like, oh no.
I'll tell you what, when that alligator hit my tire, I opened the window, I looked at him, he's like, yeah, like this to me. He's giving me the finger. I was like, son of a bitch.
Oh
I,
yeah.
I got a 3 o'clock in the morning, I gotta change a tire. It's like,
Oh yeah.
geez, what a
Yeah,
pain
Six
in the
Pack
ass.
Kid says only way to live in Florida is renting, so you're not responsible for the property when hurricanes come through.
Oh, I I can understand that. Six pack,
Yeah.
I fully understand that. I rent now. Yeah, I had a house, but all the taxes up in Pennsylvania and what they charge you for everything up there is just ridiculous.
No,
Not to
yeah.
not to mention the fact I got shot at on the highway. Somebody tried to put a 40 caliber bullet in my face.
Oof.
Oh
But
yeah,
I
man.
did see in some parts of Florida, some of the houses there for rent is like anywhere from like $500 to $900.
Well, see, that's doable.
Right.
And,
Whereas out here in New York, rent is like three, four, $5,000.
oh, I know.
I'm
My
like,
old
yeah, no.
apart, my old apartment in Pittsburgh, they're renting it now for 22.50 a month.
Oof.
Yeah,
Oof.
that's just a
Yeah,
little bit
I
steep.
hate living where I'm at because of the fact that my cousin's the landlord.
Yeah,
Every time you try to call the landlord to try to get something done, fucking never wants to answer the phone at all.
that's typical though. When you're in that business, you got
Yeah.
to figure how many people complain about stuff.
No,
And a lot
yes.
of times they just complain just to complain.
No, yeah.
And
And some of these landlords think that, it's not a legitimate problem
right, and
when
they just
majority of
let
the
it
time it
go.
is a legitimate problem.
Yeah.
And it's just sad that, some of these landlords have that mentality and things like
Well,
that.
some of them are just plain scumbags too.
Yep.
That's like my old landlord. They got a big operation from
Right.
Florida all the way to Maine, and I had to sue them to get my security deposit back. Well, they
Oof.
still shorted me 250. I got a judgment against them, so I
Oof.
might I might decide to just put a lien on their property until they pay up, and that's probably the best way to do it.
Yeah. Six Pack says, heard they're bringing 3 Mile Island back up.
They could be, they could be.
I've never even heard of 3 Mile Island, and I'm only
Well,
28.
well, they had a massive leak there, and they had radioactive material leaking into the ground and in the water
Okay.
systems. So it was pretty bad.
I would only imagine.
Yeah, I did a little consulting stint for First Energy Corporation. They're out
Okay.
of Ohio, Akron, Ohio, and I've been to their nuclear plants,
Right.
and it's kind of neat when you think about it. But the one guy, we were walking through the guard shack, and you had to have a badge on to detect if there was a leak or something.
Right.
He walks through, his badge turns a different color. I stopped immediately because I knew there was a problem. Well,
Right.
6 months later, he's dead.
Oof.
Yeah, it's because they had a valve. I think it was a valve in the ground
Right.
that wasn't put down right, and he was out in that area doing a little bit of surveying, and the thing leaked, and he got on his body.
Oh, so like the radioactive poisoning and stuff like
Oh
that.
yeah, yeah.
Oof.
Yeah. He left behind, I think, three little kids.
Damn.
Yeah, that kind of sucks. Wonder where
I
Six
could.
Pack
I could have.
Kids Company is. What company are you on, Six Pack?
I think he's working for a welding company or something like that.
Oh, okay. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be able to see myself working
No,
in that field that you were mentioning, and I wouldn't be able to see myself working in what Six Pack does.
no manual labor for me.
You see, just doing content like this, whether it's about myself or what's bringing somebody on the show and things like that, okay, that's fine.
Yeah,
At least I can. I'm in the comfort of my own home. I can do this whenever I want. Upload
right.
normal videos. I'm set.
That's it.
I could easily pull a Fagin and just constantly do this on a daily, consistent basis. But it's just a matter of someone getting the subscriber count and
Right.
the views up.
Yep.
That's just where it really boils down to. Especially just the constant sharing
Yeah.
and things like that, just to get the views
Right. Right.
and so
Right.
on and so forth.
And What we need to do one of these days, we've got to get a bunch of us together, at least 4 or 5 of us, you know?
Oh yeah, used to be called Alcoa, and now it's called Arconic. I'm a millwright by trade.
He'll like this one. There we go. There we go.
He said he did some contractor work for Alcoa, Nick.
Yeah, what I did was I taught their security administrator for the network how to
Oh, okay.
detect when somebody's coming in and attacking the system.
Right,
And I wrote a custom program for them to use. They could pull it up anytime, and it would pull up and see all the hacks, and then put it in the spreadsheet form as to the IP address of where the hack was coming from.
okay. You see,
Yeah.
I used to do Amazon, UPS, and things like that. Screwed up my knee at
Well,
Amazon.
that's the problem with those type of jobs. I mean, they pay well.
Right,
Don't get me wrong, but then you got to figure how much bending over, lifting, dropping off, getting back in the truck that you're doing it,
right,
and eventually your body starts to wear out.
right. But with the way I hurt my knee, they tell you to move your body in one motion
Yeah,
when you're handling a package. What had happened was they thought it was a good idea to speed up the conveyor belt,
yeah.
and my upper body went one way, my right knee went the exact opposite direction. Blew out my knee that way. Got my
Yeah.
knee X-rayed. Little to no muscle in the knee, bone on bone, full arthritis.
Oh, see, I got arthritis in the back, all the way up to the neck. I got it in my left knee,
Mine's on the right.
and then Monday I'm going up to Pennsylvania. I got to get a stress test with a dye thing, and it's
Right,
nuclear. I'm not looking forward to that, but I'll probably end up getting a stent. My left anterior valve is kind of clogged up
right.
with a little bit of plaque,
Oof.
but they could open that back up. It's no big deal.
Right.
And I've been trying to eat healthier, skipping out
Yeah.
all the fats and that, but I'm 65 years old.
You're on the same age as my father. He's
Yeah.
in the 60s.
Uh,
And it's been a year already since he's quit smoke literally quit smoking.
yeah,
Since I believe the 1st of January, New Year's Day.
that's a good milestone.
Yeah, but
I've been 11 years now.
he now it's come to the point where he's barely even vaping.
Well, that's good too because you got to figure he doesn't rely on it.
Right,
He doesn't have that nicotine crave all the time.
right.
And for
And on top of
me,
that,
I was 2.5 packs a day on Winston Reds.
he was on Marlboros, then he went to Paul Malls.
I've done those before. They're wicked.
I've done American Spirit from 2014 to 2015.
They're expensive cigarettes, but they're good.
Yeah, somehow, some way, honest to God, quit cold turkey.
Well, it's the same here. I got up one day and my lungs were so congested. It's a winter time and I was getting a chest cold. I'm going, screw this. Crinkled them up, threw them in the trash, and that was it.
And then after that, I tried vaping. I want to say end summer of 2015, going into 2016. Quit that, and then years later, haven't vaped, haven't smoked. Then all of a sudden, I was so stressed from Amazon and everything. I was like,
Oh, yeah. Well, you get
I,
the urge.
yeah, I was like, I need to smoke.
Yeah.
At one point, I had forgotten my jewel at home. I was like, you know what, fuck this. Asked my old coworker for a cigarette. He likes to smoke the menthol camels.
Hmm.
So gave me one. I broke the little bead inside of it.
Yeah.
I love menthol flavor. And by the time I got home, threw my jewel in the charger. After that, was vaping ever since. And then that's when I got the nice collection I have there. Some of it was from Mr. Six Pack Kid. The rest of it was from Bobby Shkreli.
There you go.
And then some of the mods I need atomizers for, which I don't feel like paying an arm and a leg just for an atomizer
Right, right, right.
when I'm just in the burrows. It's something small, throw in the tank, easy.
That's the best part about the Boro devices. Whether it's a billet box or any other device, you can't beat it. They're compact.
Oh yeah,
Everything's on the inside, and you've got enough juice there to last you pretty much all day. You know.
oh yeah, and that's the issue with Dotmon. And I spoke to one of the managers from Dotmon yesterday because I told her I said I'm having issues where my tanks are leaking.
Yeah,
I said with the proprietary tank, I'm only getting like two mils of juice.
yeah.
Juice is leaking through the airflow holes. Like that's not okay.
No.
I said I can guarantee you any reviewer that's reviewed a Dotmon product will tell you if you stick an RBA that's made for the product inside the mod,
Yeah.
it's leaking right off the bat.
See, that shouldn't happen.
It
And no
shouldn't.
matter how much you check your cotton just to make sure it's in there just perfect, if it leaks, there's a design flaw. So
It
that
is.
that either tells me there's pressure coming from the top down in the tank, or you're in a high altitude area where that pressure is pushing that liquid up through and then out through the airflow.
It's a design flaw because even with the proprietary tank and or the RBAs that are made for dot,
Yeah,
if you have the tank set it all the way in, you can tell the top of the tank is offset, all censored from where the
right.
the flush nut is,
Yep,
and that's a whole design flaw, and that's causing all that leaking, all that condensation, stuff like
exactly.
that.
Yeah, I had one of those for my dot mod unit, and I think it was EVL out of the UK that made it, and it was nice. But the only problem was it was a pain in the ass because on the dot tanks you got to kind of tilt them in,
Yep.
and you get that little lip up on the top where you can pull with your fingernail.
Yeah.
The only problem with that one was it was so off center, you had to kind of twist that thing around in the top. You had to take a screwdriver
Yep.
and move it around just so you peg it just right.
Oh yeah. And that's why I tell people, I prefer burrows over
Oh yeah, you can't beat it.
dot mine and everything else.
Right.
And like Nick, like Six Pack Kid just said, with burrow customization is where it's at.
Oh yeah. Well, and you've got a lot of RBAs out there for the Boros too,
Yeah.
more than what you would ever see on the dots.
Oh yeah.
And
Which is true.
of course, some of them are a little on the pricey side.
Oh yeah.
That's like I talked my one friend in Pittsburgh to sell me his ESG Skynet. He didn't
Ooh, the
want to let
Sky
it go.
Knight.
He didn't want to let it go. But I beat him up on the price, but then I ended up coughing up the full retail for him.
Yeah, I was one of my good friends, Brett Whitney, who who's always in
Oh,
Mark's
right.
chat.
Yeah.
He has an RBA that I've been wanting for like mouth to lung setups whenever I'm at like families or whatever. This Vomesto RBA.
I was looking at that the other day and thought maybe I should try that one, but then I heard some bad things about it.
That's what people in a friend of mine in Six Pack Kids Discord server said.
Yeah.
They were talking a bunch of garbage about it because of the airflow pin. You have to
Right, right, right,
kind
right.
of suck on it on like the tank just to
Yeah,
try to feel out the airflow and then adjust it just 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 to get it the way you want to get it,
yeah.
and everything. And then I was talking to Six Pack Kiddo on the phone. I think it was this morning or yesterday. I was looking at some mouth to lung setups and stuff like that for the billet box.
Yeah,
But at the same time, I can switch some of my stuff to mouth to lung.
right.
That way, I don't have to go out spending like $200-300 on a whole brand new RBA
Exactly.
and the whole tank and stuff like that.
It's like I had the one made by Atmazoo, and I just didn't like it. It
Oh
just
yeah,
never had good luck with it, so I ended up selling that. And it's like, well, I paid a good bit of money for it, but it just didn't work out.
no, yeah. At the same time, do I love my mods that I have? Yeah. But at
Yep.
the same time, I'm still leaning more so towards the Boro aspect
Yep.
because I have to agree with Six Pack Kid the customization for it, have it Cerakoted, to the point where you can have it as like a one of and things like that that nobody else is gonna have, and that way you can just slap so many RBAs and things like that into it and call it a day.
Yep. Well, it's like Six Pack just said, cross compatibility.
Yep.
That's what it's all about. If you can make something that's compatible with another device, you got a winner.
Oh yeah.
And
And that's what they do with the Sturdy One, the Alexa, the
yeah,
Agra, and things like that. Even
well, it's
some of
like
the Mission
it's like
XPs.
the tank in this one here. This is the Centaurus Boro tank.
Right.
This little bugger gives me a hell of a lot of flavor. So
Right.
it was so good, I bought another one for like 24 bucks.
Oh.
And I used the other one in my Quadro B22. Now I bought that out of overseas, and shipped to me was like 350. It's small, it's lightweight. It's probably the smallest Boro mod you can ever buy.
Oh.
It's just wonderful to use.
Yeah. One Boro mod I was taking a look at was Mr. Just Right One's BM40.
I looked at that too, and it's fairly inexpensive. But the only
Yeah.
problem is, it's designed for those disposable tanks.
No, you. From what I've seen, I think Billy Lee Rice has one.
Yeah,
She was able to put her Blaze bridge in that.
yeah,
So basically, you could put like any one of your
yeah.
Boro tanks in. Besides
Any of
that,
the tanks will fit in it. You're just limited to 40 watts.
yeah, and that's just it. I don't vape anything over than since I have a coil that's running at 29 watts right now, and that's sitting at 42 watts.
Yeah. Now this one here on the Centaurus, I'm at 27, and on the billet box, I believe I'm at 33. Yeah, I got 33 watts on that one.
And normally, when I'm vaping on my billet box, I'm vaping anywhere. My wattage, I'm normally vaping at like 36 to 42 watts.
Yeah. So I try to keep it to a minimum, nothing too
Right.
crazy. I mean,
And normally, the only two coils that I normally vape on, pendulum, pendulum coils, and Mr. Johnny Johnson coils.
oh, really?
Yeah,
Huh.
those are the only two sets of coils that I really vape on. If I'm gonna put a build in anything and wick it,
Yeah. I used to do a lot of coil building myself, just, had a nice little setup, little motorized thing, and I said, nah, to hell with it.
yeah,
I started getting lazy and just bought the pre-built wire.
oh
You
yeah.
know,
I'd rather just sit there take my time to go with Johnny.
yeah,
That
yeah.
way I don't have to buy all the equipment just to do it and mess up and start all over again.
I bought this one spool of wire off of Amazon. It was supposed to be stainless steel 316L. Worst damn wire I ever had.
I know. I think someone was telling me that the Cloud 9 wire was good too.
Cloud 9 is really good if you could find it. That's the
Right.
problem. I looked at those things on Vapors Cloud site. They have that flat wire UK.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be flat wire, but they're never in stock.
Yep.
That's the
Yeah,
only
that's because I
problem.
think all the UK people are buying it real quick.
Yep. Let's
Cheryl says I
see.
use.
Cheapy Charlie Coil Master Coils. I'm with you on that one, Cheryl.
Ugh. But other than that, from what I've witnessed with coils so far, Pendulum and Johnny Johnson's coils are my absolute favorite. Now, if we're talking juice,
Yeah.
on the other hand, I got to go with Mr. Stevie Marquez.
Yeah. Let's see. Vic's got his normally at 45 watts.
Yeah, that's at most of the
Uh,
time. Now, wait,
now,
now, Big, what's your coils normally ohming at? Because my coils are normally ohming at like close to 3.3 ohms.
yep, that's about it. That's a good sweet spot.
Now, if I'm going for a mouth to lung, then okay, I'll go for a nice .5 to .6.
Yeah. On this one, I got a 0.49. Let's see what it is.
I know the last time I was vaping on a pendulum coil, I kept washing and dry burning the same coil.
Yeah.
That went up to like a .38, .39, and then a .4.
Right. Now this
And then
one,
I was like, "Up, it's time for a new coil."
this one in the billet box, I got the Odd Job RBA, the version one,
I've
and
never tried the odd job.
oh, it's great. It's fantastic. I want after seeing Vic's review of the second one, I think I want to get the second one too.
Yeah, I have the first ether,
Right. Yep. 4 millimeter
4 millimeter
airflow.
airflow.
Yep.
Oh, okay, .2 to .25. Okay, 4 mil airflow. Yeah, that's where my coil is normally at right now, and especially to a .3 with the 4 millimeter airflow.
Yep. I got this one wide open on the airflow on the Odd Job, and I've got a 0.25 millimeter ID coil in there.
Yeah,
It's been
the
holding up
airflow
pretty
on the
good.
sturdy is wide open too.
Yeah. Mouth to lung is great if you are using a high nicotine content
Right,
juice and you're only going to hit it every once in a while, you know. Of
right.
course,
Like
your
I
battery's
know,
going to last a lot longer too, but
right. Like I know, all my juice from Stevie is at 6 milligram,
yeah,
and I've proven this to my father too. Because normally when he orders juice from Stevie, he gets everything at a 3 milligram.
yeah.
When
See,
I'm
I'm
vaping
like,
at a 3 milligram, I'm constantly chain vaping it.
one second here, Bill. Yeah, Mark. Oh, I was just doing a little video conferencing with somebody, a friend of mine, and
Do it
that's okay.
direct line. Okay.
Yeah, I was going to ask you if you wanted to go to Dimmy with Dot, and then I already took Odie over there before. Oh, okay. All right. Oh, that's late. Yeah. Okay. Well, uh, yeah. And then we'll stop up later on. How's that? All right. Catch you later, Mark. Bye bye. There we go.
As Nick six pack hit says 4.5 millimeter air with a .28 build, 36 wraps, alpha RBA, and he loves it.
That sounds like a good setup there.
Oh yeah,
See, I'm
especially
with
when
Vic on the direct lung. I like to
yeah.
do direct lung and then variation every once in a while. You RDL, but I like to get a little bit of juice going through the system.
That's what I like too.
Yeah.
And Marcus, no, this is not a new vape show. Mr. Brian here wanted to do a live stream and everything. Because I overheard your father, Mr. Mark Fagan, was supposed to do a live show either tonight or tomorrow.
Well, we could always do this on a regular basis too. Get other
Oh
people to
yeah, that's
join
true.
in. Oh yeah, why not?
And but yeah, Mr. Six Pack Kid normally runs that alpha, and I think his new Box Mod Mafia 38 special mod.
That's a nice mod.
Yeah,
I was going to try to get a hold of one, but I don't use Facebook, so
yeah. I was
yeah.
trying to find their Borat.
The Borat. I think the only thing you'd have in any luck getting that one is going overseas. I saw
Getting
one.
as a clone.
I think I saw one on one site up in Greece, but I couldn't understand how they would ship the item to the U.S.
Right,
But they wanted a ridiculous price. I had to go in exchange rate, to see what the money there was versus U.S. and then the shipping cost. And it's like
right.
it's a lot of money.
I
You know,
know 3F Vapor is selling clones and stuff like that. Because they have two variations of it. They have their proprietary chipset, which goes up to like 70 watts,
yeah,
and then they have their DNA 60 version. Now their DNA 60 version is out of stock.
yeah.
I've tried contacting them about it. Like, hey, listen, when's this mod coming in? I'm gonna need to get my hands on it real quick.
Well, I noticed I was looking around for a DNA 60C about a month ago, and nothing available.
Right, my
So
father has
everything
the
everything they
parts.
made, it's already gone.
Yep.
Now I'm not sure how much of a difference on the actual board it is versus the regular DNA 60. But it can't be that
Mm,
much difference.
bigger. I think it's bigger screen,
Is it?
more customizability. I know my father has the Parsons DNA 80C,
Yeah,
but I've heard bad things about it, things like that. Like some people don't like the 80C and things like that. They'd rather.
well, I was looking at the prices on the AEC mods.
Right,
They're a little overinflated for what you get on the way to chipset because
right,
that ADC chipset, you got to realize it's not a super duper chipset. It's just basic. There's
right,
not a whole lot you could do on there.
right.
And
That's why I was taking a look at which model was I taking a look? I was looking at the Blaze AIO because that has Mike has two variations of it. The original one that he came out with back in March of last year,
yeah,
and the 80C that he just came out with. I want to say sometime during the this past summer.
yeah,
The 80C looks a lot better than the original one that he had,
yeah,
and I would actually prefer that over the original. But if we're talking high end, I would
right,
prefer the Missions Astro.
right, right. Well, I think Six Pack's got a good question here. The Kill Light, I think it was 60C, but they also have their own chipset for that too.
Yeah,
And I don't think you can even get the 60C one anymore. It's just I looked around for that about 2 months ago, and nobody's got
uh,
it. Everything's out of stock.
the Kill Light. As I'm looking on it, it doesn't even. The Kill Light is the DNA 60.
It's the 60. Okay, it's
Yeah,
not.
the DNA 60. It's not.
Actually, Dylan, I think on that one they did make a 60C too.
Yeah, the Pro.
But what's out on the market is you can get the 60. That's it.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
original Kill Light is the normal DNA 60. The Kill Light Pro maybe the 60C.
I believe you're right. I believe you're right on that one.
Because they did the same thing with the sand and things like that. They made one version of it, then they ended up making
Yeah, they
a
had the DNA
DNA.
80, and
Yeah,
I think they did one that was like limited run DNA 60C, if I'm not mistaken.
I
But
think so.
that was
But
only overseas.
yeah,
I think you can get it in European countries, but not here.
Yeah, and that's the thing. The majority of these companies make 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 one specific mod for
Yeah,
everywhere,
right.
but then they end up making it for just overseas and not every place else.
And when you think about it, it's so odd because one state over is where Evolve is, where they make the chips. I'm
Yep,
only like 45 minutes away from their place.
that's not bad.
Yeah. And you figured it would be more available and more abundant in the United
Oh yeah.
States than it would be overseas, but I think they're making more money over there than they are here.
Well, no, it's the same thing with the die codes chipset.
Yeah,
Everybody's in love with the DNA format. You know,
right. I got,
and
I got three die codes mods, and I love those chips.
my father has the die codes boxer.
Yeah, that's a good
Not
one.
the original. Yeah, then the second version, which is the Pro, that has the 60C.
I got a Sunbox B5 limited
Ooh,
edition with the 3D printed dragon on it. Now I got
right.
I got the Extreme V3 on that one, the die codes.
I was actually taking a look at that.
Oh, I love that thing.
I
And
think I think Mark has the Extreme V3 because I know he has the 21 700 Denny
yeah,
box.
he's got the tube mod with the V3. I think it's got in it.
Yeah.
And I tried to get a hold of one of those over at the Squape shop over in Switzerland. Out of stock, you know.
Yeah, I because I've been trying to get my hands on the 18650 version of the Danny box.
Yep.
Can't get my hands on it. Out of stock.
One place you can get it, I think Squape, their shop has it.
I know I can get my hands on the 21 700 variation.
Right, but you want the 18650.
Even Delights has the WDNA 60. Yes, so does I think
Yeah, they got it.
Vapors Cloud.
Right, Vapors Cloud's got it.
Yeah,
I
because I
think
know for
I
the
think Element Vape might even have it by now
yeah, they might. Because
because they're
I
now carrying the Hog Hammer of
yeah.
God, the XL,
Oh yeah, that's
and
such a
I'm
big
putting
one
my
now.
order in next month for that one. I want to get the Plasma Blue.
Ooh.
That's
But
gonna be
the
good.
that Ascent one looks pretty nice too.
Yeah, my friend I was talking to up in Pittsburgh the other day, he's got the Ascent. He likes it. He really does.
I know one mod that my father likes that Vic just mentioned, the Hako E.
Oh yeah.
It has
Uh-huh.
that has the Diecodes chipset,
Mhm. Yep.
but in the silver colorway that my father wants to get, they don't have it.
Yep.
I know what's it called. Like I said, I want to try it, but at the same time,
Yeah, you don't want to waste a lot of
right,
money and then not be happy with it
right,
because it's kind of hard. It like a couple of years ago, I dumped about 114 mods that I had from day one of vaping from 11 years back.
right,
Well, I was never using them anymore, and they were just sitting in a box. And I figured, well, a lot of them were just mid grade, a lot of Yeehee mods, and I had
right.
a couple of boxers in there, and I sold them.
I know there's the one Yihi mod from the V class.
Hmm.
It's the one where you can. It looks like a ball.
Yeah.
Basically, take the frame off, put the 18650 in, pop their proprietary tanks in and everything.
Yep.
But I heard bad things from that when Grim Green did a review on it.
Well, when he does his reviews, he's very particular.
Right,
If you notice, and if it doesn't strike his fancy, he tends to get a little upset. You know.
right, and that's what happened when he did the review on that Zvomesto RBA. He
Yep.
got upset when the way he whipped it and everything because it was
Right.
leaking or
Right.
whatever, or he was getting. I think he said he was getting burnt hits or whatever.
Oh, he was getting a lot of dry hits off of it.
And then once he re-wicked it and everything, that's when it was a lot better.
Yeah, but you notice when he re-wicked that thing, he thinned that cotton out a lot.
Yeah.
And I think that was the key to success with that particular RBA, because
Oh yeah, for
some
sure.
of them are just outrageously weird because they got a small opening just for the juice.
Oh yeah.
If you got too much cotton in there, it just gets
No,
like hitting a
and
brick
that's what I
wall.
noticed with some of these RBAs too. Some of them have a lot smaller wicking ports
Yeah,
than others,
right.
and some other people other than the six pack kid because he hasn't done this. Some others were telling me to get the one up kit for the sturdy one, and I'm like, I don't want to deal with those giant wicking ports and stuff like that.
Yeah, that gets a little touch and go with the big wicking ports.
Right, but just to reduce the deck and everything, I don't want to have to deal with that.
Right, right. That's why I like the Zod Job RBA. This thing
Right.
is fantastic. You can use a three up to 3.5 millimeter ID coil in it.
Yep.
I like the 2.5 because it just fits perfectly over the airflow.
I think yeah. I know pendulum. They do close to a 30 millimeter ID coil.
Yeah,
It's maybe a point three of a millimeter off from
yeah,
a full three, but still phenomenal flavor and everything else from just from the coil alone.
yeah.
Because I think in the six RBA and in the sturdy one, I got the those pendulums in it. But there are some high end stuff that I do want to try and stuff like that, just to say, hey, I've tried it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Well,
And
it's like the Centaurus Boro tank. This
yeah,
bad this bad boy will do 3.5 millimeter ID coil,
right.
no problem. But the problem with that is you're going to use a lot of wattage because
Oh
you're going to
yeah,
have a lot of juice going in there,
and,
and you're stuffing that cotton down, and it's like, yeah, you want to get the clouds going, but it's a Boro device.
it's the same thing with the Cthulhu. I like the design and look of the version one Cthulhu,
Yeah,
and on top of the proprietary, you know, RVA that it comes with. As soon as you open the packaging, that looks nice.
oh yeah,
But with the way they do with the version two, I don't like it. It kind of resembles the .AOX in a
yeah,
way.
a little bit. Yeah,
Cause you know how on the .AOX they had like that small thin door when you go to
yeah.
open it for the tank. That's what I'm getting on the V2 of the Cthulhu.
I wouldn't mind having the V2 in a Delro version, a white Delro, and
Yeah.
the Delrin rather.
Yep.
And you can't get a hold of it though.
You can't.
I
I
I
mean
tried
they.
to order it directly from Cthulhu, but they wouldn't ship over here.
Oh
So
yeah. I
and,
believe they still got the 21700 Cthulhu
yeah,
that I know Mike did the review on and everything. But I know on Vapor DNA it says it's sold out.
I've heard some not so good reviews on the second version's RBA, but
Oh, okay, I didn't hear anything about that.
well, six pack's got a Delro D650. Those are awesome mods,
Yeah,
and I don't know what his made. I don't know if he's got the Delrin, the Altum, or black.
not sure. In fact, Nick, I am going to send you a link. I don't know if you're home, so I'm going to send it to you directly through Facebook for you to come on in.
Yeah, tell him come on in. Why not? My dog's over on the couch. He's sleeping away. He'll be snoring in about 10 minutes.
I had a dog, but my father and I had to get rid of the dog.
We went for a nice long walk today. It was like 2.5 miles. And
Well, that's not bad.
oh yeah, well, I'm losing weight, trying to get back into shape. So by doing the walk with him, that's perfect, you know.
Yeah, I at first I was looking losing the weight. I went from, I want to say, 376 at my heaviest
Yeah,
to about 200 and something pounds.
that's not bad. Not bad.
Then I tried to keep it off and everything because I was also doing the Ozempic. And Mr. Stevie Marquez, did I leave my keys here? No, Stevie, you have not left your keys here. But I was doing the Ozempic, was doing that for about a month, or at least 6 weeks in total.
Yeah.
Um, After that, I got rejected for the Ozempic. After that, that's when the weight started shooting back up.
There's my little dog right there.
Ooh, that's a cute little pup.
Yep. Is a they call it blue tick beagle,
Ooh,
and he's got a personality all of his own. He's a real picky eater. A lot of times he eats custom cooked steaks. He's got to
ooh,
have a steak. But he's my best little buddy. His name's Odie, like in
ooh.
Garfield and Odie.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
Yep. He's got a real good personality. He's my best friend, and I rely on him to sleep with me at night. He's my personal hot water bottle. He'll put his back up against mine, and he keeps me warm all night.
Yeah,
He's
I had
really
a
good.
my father and I had a boxer.
Yeah,
Every time we left, this dog chewed up the goddamn crate.
yeah.
It literally would piss and crap everywhere in the house. Tore up the blinds. Chewed up the doors.
Hmm.
Only way my father would be able to get this dog in the crate was if he cooked it hot dogs. That's the only way we were able to get the dog into the crate.
Now, mine will not eat hot dogs ever again. I accidentally had bought a package of real good hot dogs, the Nathan
Right.
ones. Okay, well, I had a pack of like $5 hot dogs. I left it on the counter. He jumps up, grabs it, got into the package. He ate the whole thing, and he got sick
Oof.
because he ate too much.
And
So if
here's Mr.
I try to
Six
give him a
Pack
hot
Kid.
dog now, he won't touch them.
Oof. Nick, you gotta turn your camera and microphone on, good sir.
Yeah, my dog, he remembers that bad experience, you know, and he's like,
Oh yeah.
no, no more hot dogs.
There's Mr. Six Pack Kid. How you doing?
Hey, how you doing? Let's see here.
There he is.
That's better.
Yep,
How you
you're
doing?
in. Doing good. How about yourself?
Oh, good. Just hanging out home before work.
Yep.
Yep. Yep.
Oof. So
Yeah,
what you
that's
vaping on there, buddy?
oh, just the new billet box.
Oh, that looks nice.
That's the one that he just got back from Mr. David Herrick.
Oh, cool. I like that
Hold
one.
on. My bad.
Got the Harley symbol on there too.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Nice.
it's engraved. Oh well. Gosh damn it. There we go.
Now you got that micro in there?
Yeah, the macro.
Oof.
Macro by control.
Macro,
How,
micro.
how did they do this? The Harley logo? Did they sand down and then re-etch it?
He lasered it. Lasered
Oh,
lasered the billet box logo off and then put the Harley logo on.
nice, nice.
Yeah. There you go.
Oh, there you go.
Oof.
That works.
Well, that's one that I'm using, and then the other one's the 7.
That's a good one too.
But,
And
Yep.
here's a perfectly good setup that Mr. Nick Hanley sent me.
oh yeah, the Harpy Slim.
Yep, that I'm very proud of, and I've been taking extremely good care of that.
Yeah, this guy here I've had for damn near 3 years, and that's the Delro.
Oh, that looks sweet.
Oh, there's the pup.
Oh, hey, that's enough. Come on. Here's the other dog out in the hallway. He says, I'm gonna rip him a new asshole.
Yeah. There's been a lot of good RBAs that have came out, especially over the few short years. There's a lot of them. There's a lot.
Oh, that's enough.
Yeah, man.
My dog's in the killer mode right now. Hey, I gotta calm him down. Hey, for a little beagle, he's pretty loud, you know.
Now, Nick, aren't you happy you deal with cats?
Yeah. Yeah. I'd have a dog, but my schedule don't allow me to. I'm not going to keep a dog kenneled up for 13 hours a day.
You know? Well, that's the thing, Nick. You got to have time for the dogs. You know, if you don't have enough time, they're just not going to be a good friend.
Right.
I mean, you can keep them kenneled and put them in a cage and that, but you're just not doing the dog any type of favor.
Yep.
Right.
They got to be able to get roaming around, doing their thing. And him, he's got such a big box of toys he likes to play with. But he's also got separation anxiety. So if I step out for more than 5 minutes, that's it. He's crying, you know?
Right.
And it's almost like he's howling at the moon at that point. You know, he wants to get me back right away.
Yep.
But
and that's how that boxer was too. The dog had very bad separation anxiety.
Yeah. Oh, boy. I know my ex-wife, she had 7 cats at one time.
Damn.
That's a lot.
Yeah,
That's a lot.
7 cats and 3 boyfriends. And somehow I was paying the way for the boyfriends. But that's long gone.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd ever get married again. I know that.
Yeah, I don't think Mr. Six-Pack. I don't think Nick was to get married ever.
I think you're better off just being with somebody, you know, doing it on a casual basis. Or if you're going to live together, that's different, you know.
Right.
But I live.
There's a lot of guys I work with down at the shop, and here they are. They're 50s or 60s and getting divorces, and it's like, holy crap! Like, you've been together this long, and now you're like almost to retirement, and then you're gonna get thrown a curveball.
Yep.
Well, I got thrown a big curveball.
Yeah.
She took me for almost $40,000 in alimony. Right? No kids.
Wow.
And
damn.
I was paying her way, his way. That she was living with this dude, and I went to the court and I complained about it. I said, what gives? You know, you're supposed to stop paying if she's got other income.
Right.
That's neither here nor there. And then after that, I linked up with the Associate Attorney General of Law of the United States, his wife. That was a sticky situation. And it just snowballed from there, you know?
Right.
So it just, you never know what's going to happen to you.
Yeah.
Man, oh man.
Yep. Yeah, I had to cart my coworker at my last job for a whole year because his wife didn't just take him for child support, but also took him for alimony. So his like $750 check back in like 2013.
Yeah.
By the time they took everything out of it, he was only left like $200 a week. Well, he can't live off of that, and there's no way he can keep putting gas in that Tahoe that he had. So I would literally cart him back and forth every day for a year.
Well, get this. Back in 2000, I bought her a brand new Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited, leather, decked out, and everything. Cost me $30-some thousand, right? She had it. A month later, she takes off with this dude, so she took that.
Oh my God.
And then the alimony starts coming, and I'm going $1,250 a month, no children. This is back in 2000.
Yeah.
And I went in and I told the judge, I said, and the judge says, well, you clear 5,000 a week. What's the problem? It's like, oh God,
Yeah.
get you one
Yeah.
way or the other.
Shit.
Yep.
And you can't win,
Yep. Yep.
All right. Cheryl says she's a one boyfriend kind of girl. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Should we really believe that, Cheryl?
Oh shit.
Her husband's, now we're not on plural here.
Right.
Now, did you have a boyfriend and a husband, or just husbands and went from that to boyfriend, Cheryl? Let's see if she answers this one.
I didn't expect that from Nick when he's joking around with me, but this is a different level of joking.
There we go. Send beer,
Craig,
son.
Craig D, you shut your mouth, you alcoholic. You're worse than Mark.
Where's Craig D?
Craig's everywhere, man.
Yep.
He's everywhere.
Oh yeah, he is.
Yep. Oh, Craig's a good dude, though.
Oh yeah, he
Yep.
really is. So was vaping Bic.
Hey, I mean, no disrespect to Vic, but dude, he seriously could pull off Austin Powers, dude. Like,
He
he's
really
got
can.
the voice. He's got the voice of him, dude. Like, every time I watch his show, that's all I think about is that's Mike Myers' brother right there. I bet he wished he had the money. I bet he wished he had the money that he had, but I'm serious, man. That guy, he's awesome. Vic's awesome.
Yep.
I can.
If I can remember correctly, doesn't Vic go into Savage 62 show every once in a while on a Saturday?
I think I've seen him there. I think I've seen him on Grimm's. I've seen him on Fagan's. I think
Yep.
I've seen him on ST's show. He's everywhere, man.
No, yeah.
Everywhere. I think I've even seen him crawl over to the ABS show with Legion.
Oh,
Legion
yeah.
and Birdie.
Yep. Aussie
Yep.
Babe Show.
Yep.
Yeah, now
One time about a year ago, I actually was chatting in on the AVS show. I couldn't sleep, so I got up. It was like 3 a.m, and I was like, geez, I should be in bed. Oh, well.
Yeah, he does his own show and everything else with that.
Yep.
Well, that's like me. I work 12 hours a night, 6P to 6A, and I work maintenance down there. So whenever a machine's broke down, I go over there and I fix it, or if we got a project going on, I do that. But then we have a lot of downtime, so I'll get on the old YouTube and just watch somebody's show and comment on it and whatnot, and see what everybody's talking about.
Right.
Yep.
I know on Saturday, Savage 62, some of his shows go like 5 hours. It's like, whoa, that's a long time.
I've been watching. I don't know if you've went over to Hunky Vape, but I've been watching his stuff too.
Yeah.
Hunky Vape.
Yeah, he does a pretty good show.
He's getting into Boros. Vaping, he's getting him into Boro mode now.
Yeah, I don't even.
For the longest of time, wasn't he just basically getting into RDAs and some big sub-ohm tanks and stuff like that?
Between me and you, gentlemen, I don't even know how he's able to pull those 5, 6, 7 hour streams.
That's a long stream. It really is.
You'd have to get yourself a nice, comfy chair.
Yeah.
From like 12 in the afternoon, Mountain your time, Brian, to 11 a.m. where Nick is.
Oh, yeah.
Straight through.
I think my butt would be so worn into the seat that my tailbone would start to hurt really bad,
I would need one of those massaging chairs that you see at like the gyms and the malls and stuff like that.
Yeah. But it's a long, long time unless you got a real comfy chair.
Yep.
I'd rather the chair that Nick's sitting on right now.
Yeah, that looks like a good one.
Oh yeah, I had Legion and Birdie on Vape Rendezvous show. Oh
Oof.
yeah. Yeah, Birdie, man, he's definitely a mech mod guy.
Oh yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
can't
yeah.
remember what he stacked. I think he stacked it was like six. He
Yeah, he
had
did. I think
six
it
in
was six.
series.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's some Ohm's law for you.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. If it wasn't for Mr. Nick here, if it wasn't for Skrelly, if it wasn't even Bogan, I would have gotten into Burrows.
Oh yeah.
But like I was telling Nick, I would never get into mechs. Never.
Mechs are good. I used to have a lot of mechs, and I sold a lot of them. And I like mechs. I've got my whole collection of Goon RDAs,
Oof.
and I got two Cosmonaut version twos. And I just like to pull them out every once in a while, go outside and blow some big clouds.
Oh, for sure.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nope.
Me and Nick know of somebody that just is buying all the cheap ass mech mods.
Well, some of the cheap ones aren't that bad actually. You
No,
get some
like
pretty decent ones.
Brian, when I tell you cheap mechs, I'm talking about like the old school Vandy Vape Pulse mechs, the Squad.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Those,
He,
those are a little wicked.
Yeah, I
yeah,
got.
he'll sit there and say to Nick and everybody else who goes in Raw Chuck Zoom room and says, "Oh, I love the mechs," but the gentleman will come to me and say it hits hard.
Yep. I know a buddy of mine not long ago, about 2.5 months ago, he had all his stuff stolen out of his house, and he had some high end mechs.
Damn.
So he called me up and he told me what happened. I said, "Well, shit, I hope you made a police report." He said, "Yeah, I got everything listed." So what I did was I sent him my Dreamer mod, my mech Dreamer, and I just said, "Keep it."
Yeah, that stab was nice.
Yeah, that looks good. That looks good.
I have my little mech Boro, and then I got all my mech tubes up there.
Yep.
Yeah, I got
Yep.
two.
The only stab
Uh,
wood one I've got is the Osmotis Kadama, the 21700. I got the blue green one.
I think I heard rumor that they're coming out with Vapors Clouds coming out with their Pixel and a stab wood. If
Yeah.
I heard right.
Yep. I heard that too. That would
Yeah,
be kind of cool.
yeah. That's definitely different for Vapors Cloud. I don't think I've ever seen them
Right.
throw out a stab wood rendition of anything.
yeah, but I know Vapors Cloud did change the name of that pixel that they had.
Yeah, they said they copied somebody else, or somebody was complaining about the name or something.
Yeah, and then on
Yeah,
their website they changed it. I think a 8K60 or something like that.
Something like that. Somebody was bitching and moaning that they copied their design, and yeah, you're going to have that no matter where you go.
Exactly.
you're
Well,
only
look
gonna
at
be able to make up so many names before one name you cross over and somebody else has got it.
yep.
Yep.
Well, look at SXK, how much they copied. You
Yeah.
know,
Yep.
They've copied so many bridges that's out like the entire Wick series, almost the entire Wick series. They did clones of the Billet box and shit like that.
well, somebody told me once about 6 months ago that SXK produced the Apmazoo Air. They did the machining on it. Now, I
Oh,
don't know if that's correct or not, but they did a hell of a job on machining.
yeah.
I mean, you got to
Yeah.
figure the Chinese, they got all the nice machines over there.
No, for sure.
Yep.
They can do just about anything they want.
Oh
And
yeah.
Atmazoo, I guess Atmazoo's whole idea is to ship it out and then have it farmed out to them so that they can do all the machine work and then Atmazoo sell the product,
Yep.
which makes
Yep.
more sense. But the Pixel, you know what I'd like to see the Pixel be done white Delrin. That would look kind of cool.
Anything in that Delrin format looks really badass.
I really wish somebody would come out with a real nice Boro device with polished Altum If you get the polished Ultim, that looks really badass.
No, they do. They GKI Ground Cloud Innovation with the 7. They got that in a polished Ultim. This is a peak, but they have it in a polished Ultim.
Yeah, I knew they had the Peak, but I didn't know they had the Ultim too.
Yep.
I'll have to check that out.
They got I think it's next Saturday's when the Mega Drop happens, and it'll be available then.
I'll have
Ground
to
Cloud
check into that.
Innovation. Yeah. Yeah, because they came out, they got on that Mega Drop, they did a G10 7 that looks really cool. There's
Really?
only going to be a limited drop of those, though. I think they said 15, I think, is the total amount of G10s, but the G10 looks wicked, man. It looks wicked.
They'll get rid of those in about 20 minutes.
I bet you less than that. I bet you it's
Probably.
a matter of seconds.
Well, you remember when Billet Box a couple of years ago, every time you go on there Saturday morning, you had the coffee in hand, I'm ready to buy. All of a sudden, they're gone.
It's still like that now.
Well, every once in a while, every couple of weeks, you can get a whole period of 2 or 3 days where you got a nice pick.
Yeah, I think when I was talking to Cheryl on the phone, when she was ordering hers, she got that Firefox, everything red.
Right.
They told her in the email she had just bought the last one.
Yeah. And yeah, that's why I said on there, they told me that if you emailed them and asked them to produce one for you and a certain thing, they would consider it and do it.
Yep.
As long
Yeah,
as
that's
it's
what you were telling me
the
about
ordinary.
yours.
As long as you're not asking for anything weird,
Yeah.
Well, it was like I was trying to get one of those billet boxes in a green mantis, which I've already had recoded, but at the time that's what I wanted was the green mantis.
Yeah.
And I tried one Saturday and somebody beat me to the punch. So then
Right.
the next time it came around, I had my buddy log in with his debit card and my debit card to where one of us was going to walk away with it and I was going to get it.
That's it. That's the best way to go, Plan it out. That's a plan of attack.
Yep. Like one of us has got to get it.
I almost had that SLR one with the Ultim button, the fisheye Ultim.
Yep.
Ooh.
I clicked purchase. Well, here it was already gone. So somebody must have beat me out by 3 seconds. Boy, was I pissed. Then I said, well, okay, I'm going to wait until July because that's when I bought this one.
Yep.
I got $50 off. I had a sale. I didn't even know what was going on. There was nothing advertised anywhere about it. I just happened to go on their site and they had a $50 off thing. And I said, well, shit, get it. Just scoop it up.
Yeah, I think that was around the time you and I were speaking about that.
Yeah. And I've got my orange one, the older one, when they were just, tinting the metal. That's sitting in a box. It's never coming back out, I don't think.
Yeah, I know they have a pink colorway, I think, with the yellow G10 panels.
Yeah.
I think that one's called the Miami Vice.
I believe you're right.
Yeah.
I believe you're right.
I do like the concept that they went with that, with the pink and then the yellow.
Yeah.
But at the same time, when Nick had his green one and everything, and him and he was trying to convince me to buy a billet box right before I got mine. I was looking at like the black with the red splatter. I was looking at the ones where you have to sit under the UV light for them to glow in the dark.
Oh yeah, you get the.
I was looking at those. I was heavily into that one, but then once I saw this Stitch colorway one, I was like, you know what? Screw it. I might as well just get that.
Oh, I love the white panels on this one. That is so cool, And this one here would actually look pretty good too with yellow panels. That would look pretty decent because it's like blue, grayish blue. So I think I did pretty good.
I think I got the set of panels. Nick got me right in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was kind of bummed out when my panel maker quit making inners and panels for billet box, which was Daniel Lioness over at Vital Designs.
Yeah.
That
Apparently,
impulse switch that he made was a really cool idea.
apparently with Vital Designs, Nick, and I meant to text you about this. From what I understand, and Bogan had posted something on social media about this.
Yeah, he's doing the
But
wallets.
yeah,
But yeah, this here, the button's just a magnet.
Oh, that's good. It just clip right on.
Yep.
So you can mix and match on that one if you had another button.
And you didn't have to take the screws out. You could just get another button and pop it right
Just
on in
slop it
there.
right on there.
Yep. And then his panels were clear as hell. I mean, they look like glass.
Yeah, and they're probably to the point where you don't get any scratches on it.
Yep.
I know this Centaurus one here, it's got a few scratches on it. And for a cheaper mod, it's not bad because the only problem with the Centaurus one, it'll actually get really foggy in there. And you got to
Yeah.
pull the panel off, hit it on your shirt, and put it back on. But scratch wise, it's not bad. I mean, you can run a ring over it. You get a little nick on it, but nothing fantastic.
and I've noticed some of those panels like that, even when it's like that dark smoky color,
Yeah.
fingerprint magnet.
That's like this one. It's got a lot of fingerprints.
That's why I like these panels here because I've had this Boro tank in here for 2 days now, and I'm not getting the condensation buildup like I do
Right,
with the other
right.
panels, and that's nice.
And a lot of people get turned off by the condensation on the Boro devices.
Yep.
And they don't realize that you're going to get it either way you look at it.
Yep.
And with
Well, yeah,
that,
it's all enclosed. It's
Yeah.
all trapped in there. I mean,
right.
Yep.
I'm
That's
waiting
like
for Billet Box to come out with the 60C one. That would be kind of cool.
you would think they would.
Yeah,
Like,
you
when
think
that
so.
came out, I thought they would come out with a different rendition of it, and they haven't.
Yeah.
You know.
Actually, when you think about it, with their own machining and that, they can get Delrin blocks and do Delrin versions too. And
Yep.
it wouldn't be anything to them. You know, you just got a block of Delrin and just cut it out.
Yep.
If anything, it'd be cheaper because you wouldn't have to replace your tooling as often.
Exactly.
You would think.
Because it's a softer material.
Right. Yeah, I don't know.
In the future, who knows? They probably will, you know.
Yeah.
Just to stay competitive, they probably will.
Yeah.
Right. And and I think like what Jay Hayes said in one of his videos, it's just an endless cycle. First, it starts out with Boros, then it goes to RTAs and RDAs, then pods and
Yeah.
disposables, and then
Right.
back to where it all started.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I know Mr. Hayes. He's got quite a bit of a following of
Yep.
people. Now, I don't agree with the way he gets his money, but that's his business, you know.
Yeah.
And that's what he wants to do. That's what he wants to do. But there was times in the past where he would take that hydraulic press and just smash the shit out of things. It's like, that was pointless. Just give it away to somebody that would want it, you know.
Or you'd do a bad review and then you'd shatter it on the sidewalk. I remember those.
Yeah, smack it in with a hammer.
Yeah.
Or even when he went on his bike and just chucked it at the ground.
Yeah. I know the one time he was out in the shop out in Jersey. I forget what mod it was, but he bounced it off the ground. It bounced off this guy's car and hit this guy in the head. This dude just walking across the thing, you know. He gets smacked in the head with a mod.
Ugh.
Man, what a waste of mods, though, you know.
No, but the one thing I will not understand is his situations with Mark and Mr. Just Right One.
That was more, I think, along the lines, and Nick will probably agree with me on this one. It's more of a publicity stunt. Because
Right,
did you
but
notice how he had him on there, and there was, you know, the facial expressions, just like he was really, really ticked off. I think that was more or less a publicity thing. That's all.
Hey, it's like he said, man. Drama sells, man. So
Yeah.
you
Yep.
get some drama going, people will
Yep.
tune in and they'll
Oh yeah.
watch the drama.
Well,
I
you
know he. I
remember the
know there
time
was a
he called
live
out
video
Mike
of.
Vapes?
Yep.
He
He even
called
called
Mike
out Vim
Vapes
Green
out.
too.
Yeah. And,
He practically called out almost everybody.
well, look when Matt from SMM had the Guar.
Right.
Yep.
You know, I've got one and it's a fantastic mod, but he was calling him out on that one. And it's like, well, why would you do that? And I started piecing it together in my mind. It's just more publicity.
Yep.
It's the same thing when Vaping Postman had his channel and everything.
Yeah, that was just one of those things where the postman got on with Jay Hayes, and they were just bullshitting. And then all of a sudden things went haywire. And then next week he's on vaping with Vic, and he's calling him a bunch of weird names. And it's like,
Yep.
Well, think his Postman got pissed based off of the review of the 502.
yeah, that's what it was. He thought the 502 should have been a top-notch review, and it just didn't make it.
Yep.
What are we gonna do?
I mean, if you send a product out to somebody, let's say for example, if Nick made a product like an RTA,
Yeah,
and he sent it for me to review,
right.
and then after I get done reviewing it, send it out to somebody that watches the show on a weekly basis. He would ask me for my honest review on the product. I'd give it.
Oh yeah,
It's all based off honesty and things like that.
that's what it is.
My thing is with that, I feel like Postman didn't like the honesty that Jay gave
Right.
out. That's why he got pissed off. That's why he got bent out of shape,
Yeah,
and that's what I feel like that whole tobacco went about.
right.
It's the same thing when Bree did the whole review on the Profile RDTA.
Yeah,
Mister Just Right went ballistic, called her the B, and I don't want to disrespect females. That's when he called Bree the B word,
right.
and Jay just flipped ass.
I remember that.
Yep.
And that's when Joe tried covering his ass for publicity reasons, saying that
Yeah.
he never said it.
Well, didn't Jewel call Brie a skank? Was that what he said?
Something along
Called,
those lines. Yeah.
called her a bitch
Yeah,
because he said
I
on a
think
show
he
with
did.
Yeah, because he said on a show with Batman. Said, "Oh, well, I'm high in this, I'm high in that,"
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
and
Yeah,
then he's like, "Oh, I don't have to pretend I'm high end." There was something about me or your bitch, and
something
and
like
that's
that.
and that's when Joe was in chat. It was like I never said that or whatever,
Yeah,
but Jay had all the proof.
Yep.
I used to like to watch Batman. He'd take a good hit, 400 watts.
Oof. Yep.
Yep. Or watch Big Lou was another good reviewer.
Oh yeah, Big Lou. He was
Yep.
good.
Yep. Guy would smash a 120 ml bottle like it was nothing.
Yep. Give him 10 minutes. He's done with 120 mil.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
His
No,
place looked like a weather system by itself. Yeah.
that's what whenever I'm that's whenever I'm talking to Nick and I'm in the middle of trying to order juice from Mr. Marquez,
Yeah.
I'll order like 500 mils of fucking juice. I got one 500 mil right here,
Wow.
and then another 500 mil right here.
So you got a whole liter of juice and no
Yeah,
problem.
and the rest are all 120s.
Yeah.
Brother, if I showed you my cabinet of how much juice is in there compared to this small order, you're like, what the fuck?
I got my juice sitting in the freezer. It's already pre-mixed. I got a 50-50 base that I mixed up. So that way when I need some more and I run out, I can just pull it out of there, let it thaw out. And
All my juice is 70-30.
see, I used to like to do 70-30, but being in the northeast of the U.S., the wacky winters we get.
Yep.
Nick, you know this. If it's too cold, that 70-30 just freezes up on you.
Yeah.
And if it gets too hot, well, that 70-30 tends to come out of the airflow. And
Yep.
it's pressure. So I figure 50-50 is a happy medium. You know?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Now, the only problem with 50-50, you vape a lot more and you go through juice real quick because it's thinner.
Yep.
But it gives you more options, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I know the one time I did 90-10. Oh, that was a mistake.
Yeah, I remember.
Huge clouds, but just getting the power to get that thing burned up.
Oh yeah.
That's a hard thing to do. Of course,
Now,
when
That's
you,
like in 2015. I remember when they had juice companies making just max VG.
oof.
Yep.
Nah, I remember when Nick sent me some juice from like the whole almost the entire Twisted Timmy lineup.
Oh.
There was one flavor that I liked from the Twisted Timmy lineup, and that was the fresh batch, which was, I think, Nick, correct me if I'm wrong, it was the sugar cookie with the strawberry icing puree.
there you go.
Yep.
But there was a juice from FDH, which is based out here in New York. Strawberry banana ice cream sandwich.
Ooh, that sounds good.
And there was one that was Miami Vibes, which is a strawberry pina colada.
Yep.
Those two flavors were the top flavors.
I did so much strawberry in the last year, I just don't want to touch it anymore.
Yeah, you get that way.
And I've taken a break from it for about 3 or 4 months, and then I'll load it back up. It's just like
Yeah,
banana. The last 2 months, I was doing a banana combo that I did. It's like, do I really want to taste banana anymore?
Yep.
yeah, that's how I am with lemonade at first. Every time I vape a lemon flavored juice,
Oh
I
yeah,
wouldn't taste it
lemon.
anymore.
Yeah, that's like sucking on a lemon drop all day long. It's like you get tired of that taste.
Yeah, right now. I got two lemonade flavors from Stevie. One's a cherry limeade,
That
and
sounds
one
good.
and then the other one, which is Moon Raiders, is a watermelon lemonade.
Oh, that sounds really good.
Oh, it tastes amazing.
I know in my Centaurus, I whipped up a double apple. I got green apple and red delicious and a little bit of apple spice in it. That's really,
Ooh.
really good. Because it's
There's
been
also
over
one.
a year since I did apple.
There's one that Stevie also does. It's a Smarties candy.
Yep.
It tastes just like the red Smartie candy that you get in the
Yeah.
package. That's always at the top. Tastes just like that.
I know. And I got one steeping, and I got 120 mil steeping. I got the rainbow candy with sour drops in it.
Ooh.
So it'd be like a sour rainbow candy. That'll be decent. Something different.
Yeah, that's like. Hold on a second here. That's a aged bourbon, vanilla
Ooh.
custard.
Oh, that looks
That
good.
one's good. And then Red Betty is a rhubarb pie with ice cream.
Wow.
That's good. I like Stevie Marquez's juice, but my top two favorites are actually not here. They're at work.
Yeah.
That's that simulation by him, which is a banana leaf tobacco. And then the other one is Steppenwolf, which is I think that's just a regular custard, I believe. That one's really good. And then the other one I like is the Duck Boss, but that's at work too.
And if I know Nick the way I know him, he also loves his coffee flavored juices.
Yeah, if
I
I can
love
find them.
coffee flavored ones too.
If I can find them, the best coffee is actually over at Vaping with Vic's Vaping Vic's territory, which is the OG coffee by King's Custard, which is over in the UK.
Yeah, I've had that
That one's good.
before. I've
That
had
one's
that
good.
before because a buddy of mine over the UK sent me a bottle once, and that's really, really good.
Yeah,
And
yeah, they nailed that.
yep, I was vaping for a while the Nitro's cold brew stuff, but you get so sick of it after a while because they got that cooling agent in there.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
just not into the cooling agent stuff.
yeah. I don't care for the cooling effect.
Yeah,
Nope.
it's like that Heisenberg that I know some of the guys in the UK like the vape and stuff like that. The e liquid looks blue.
Yeah, yeah. And I don't know how they do the blue on there, whether they just put like a food dye in there or
I would assume that's what it is. It's like a
that's what I
food
Yeah,
think it is.
coloring. That's like Brett. Brett made me a maple bourbon with ice in it, and he said he didn't even add like hardly any ice to it, and that was strong.
Oh yeah.
That was strong.
You
yeah.
got to
Brett,
figure that ice stuff, you only need a couple drops. And that's really, really super concentrated.
yeah.
Yeah.
But the thing is, if it's menthol related, I just like the entire bottle to be covered with menthol.
Yeah. See, I'm not too big into the menthol. I like mint. Mint's good.
Yeah.
Get like a chocolate cookie and a mint cream filling. I do
Yep.
that on my own every once in a while. It's pretty decent stuff.
Yeah.
But a lot of times when you start looking online, you see all these different flavors that people come up with. It's like, well, been there, did it, done it, won't do it again.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you got to remember, a lot of those guys, they operate out of Florida and they'll rent an ISO lab. They'll do a rental for a month and whip up a bunch of crap and they stockpile it and then they sell it.
Oh yeah.
And a lot of the times they're using low end products in their product. They're
Yeah.
maximizing profit, is what it is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I've seen a couple that I actually have ordered off of E-Sig Mafia in the past. Dark as hell. It looked like they turn shit brown. And it's like, how long has this been sitting on the shelf?
Right.
Then when you go to smell, it's like, whoa.
Especially
Expires
with
2
those
years
lights
now.
and the sun hits it.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
keep all my stuff in cobalt blue bottles.
Oof.
It's like this one's got the apple in it. I get this off of a specialty bottle company in the United States. They're dirt cheap. I think it's like 85 cents a bottle. And that's a 60 mil bottle there. And I've got 120s. I got a lot of 30s. But that keeps light out.
Right. Right.
Keeps it fresher longer.
Yep. Yep.
And
As I'm
that's
trying to
got
text
the
Mark to
glass.
tune in.
That's got the glass dripper thing in it. So you
Yeah.
can't beat that.
It's the old school bottles.
Yeah.
Yep.
They work the best too because you're dripping right out of there and no problem.
Five
Yeah.
Points I know with their Castle Long they do that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got the wiper built in with those, so when you pull it out,
Yeah, it
takes
just
all
wipes
the
it right
juice out
off.
of it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I have inserts that go do the wiper thing too, but I don't want to play with them. That's too much of a hassle. I'm
I
Right.
think
afraid I'll
I
snap
think
the glass,
yep. I
Right.
think when Bogan did a review on one of the wick bridges, he was sitting there pulling out the dripper and everything, just dripping it. He's like, "This is gonna take like 45 minutes just to fill the tank."
Yeah, when it comes to Boro, that's not the best way to go.
No, huh?
I got a friend of mine. He buys off Amazon like a soft squeeze bottle. It's like a silicone bottle,
Oh
and
yeah,
he'll
I've seen those. Yeah.
he'll fill up his stuff with that because, like I was telling him, like at first when you use a 120 and you squeeze it, it's all right because it's full of juice. But when
Yeah.
you get down to the bottom end of the bottle, it gets harder to push it out.
Oh yeah, you're really pushing.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
yeah,
Because you got
yeah.
to remember,
It's like
those silicone bottles are soft, and you got to build up enough pressure to get that out.
right.
it's like with what me and Nick were talking about in Chuck's Zoom room the one night. Some of those chubby gorilla bottles are like hard to squeeze,
Oh
like
Yeah,
yeah.
over time.
Yep.
yeah. The lower the volume of fluid in there, the harder they are.
Yep. Yes. Sometimes you're squeezing so hard your hand hurts.
Yeah,
Well, no,
You cramp up.
yeah.
no, it's even with like newer bottles. And Nick and I meant to tell you this, like when right after Nick sent me like a bottle, like 4 bottles of the strawberry banana ice cream sandwich. I'm sitting there trying to squeeze the bottle. The bottle itself, being that it was a black chubby gorilla, was stiffer than a motherfucker.
Oh yeah.
So it was, and the bottle was like brand new. It was filled completely to the top. So I'm like, why is it so hard to squeeze?
Well, that reminds me of the Wismec Luxottic BF.
I
Yeah,
The
remember.
Yeah, I've got one now. I sold my original one, but the little plastic bottles in there, you really had to push on it to get anything up through the RDA, you know.
Yep.
And
it's
Yep.
the same thing with squonking too. Like some of those squonk bottles will be hard as hell just to press,
oh yeah,
and you have to sit there and press it with force just to finally get the squeeze and everything else.
well, I love that little Luxottic BF box. It's great, you know. It's got a little MOSFET in there, and there's nothing to really worry about. But what I did was I found on Element Vapes their clearance stuff. They had the coffee one on there. That's the
Oh,
only one they made that's got the soft squeezable bottles. So I ordered it. It was like $17. You can't beat it.
No. No,
yeah,
not for
that ain't
17
bad.
bucks.
So I ordered it. I think shipping, and you know how they screw you on the signature fee. That's seven
Yeah,
bucks. Then you're $8 for shipping. So you're at $30 anyways. You know.
Yep. Yep.
I don't think they're charging the signature anymore. I think they gave up
no,
on them.
no, they are because
Are they?
with them shipping third party, they always need the freaking signature thing. Because I know there was like
Yeah.
twice where my father and I ordered,
I
they
hate that.
needed a signature.
Well, that is so stupid too because some places still charge it, although they're going a different route from USPS. Sometimes they'll use FedEx, but they're still charging the fee. It makes no
Yeah.
sense.
Yep.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is though, Brian, some of these places that charge the signature fee, majority of these people that deliver it, they won't even let you sign it. They'll sign it themselves.
Yeah, exactly. Or they'll drop it at your doorstep and they take a picture of it. Yeah, it was delivered.
Yep.
Yeah, the person signed for it.
Yeah. But, I'll tell you, it never ceases to amaze me how when they did the PMTA stuff, how you can't buy out of Florida anymore off of was it Vaping Art without spending an additional handling fee. They'll get it to you, but it's like $10 more. And you can't get the Vapes by Anushi out of Canada. Won't even do it anymore unless
Well,
you really.
vaping art, if you talk to Larry, I've ordered through Larry and had it shipped here. No
Yeah,
problems. And then
I've never had any of that.
there's
I,
no there's no fee like Element Vape or Vapor DNA. Vapor
I will
DNA
be right
still has
back.
a fee.
oh yeah,
You know?
Vapor DNA, they'd nail you on everything. What happened, Dylan? You missed. You're out.
He had to walk away for a second.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, last thing I ordered off of Vapor DNA, I think, was the Aspire Raga. I think that's where I got that from. They had a deal going, you know, and then when I got it, the damn chip was bad in it after 2 days. It went belly up, and I'm seeing all these weird Chinese characters on there. Oh, this can't be right, you know. So I got a hold of them. I sent it back. You know, they paid for the shipping, so why not? You know,
There you go.
give me another one. The
There you go.
Aspire Raga is not a bad mod. You know, a lot of people complain about the exposed battery. I don't have a problem with it. You know, yeah,
The way I look at it is if you're putting it in your pocket with keys and change, why would you put your mod there?
exactly. You know,
You
put it in
know?
your put it in your shirt pocket or put it in a pocket that's got nothing with it.
Yep. And then that's the same way with battery safety. You know, you should be taking care of your hardware.
No,
Oh,
yeah,
that's you know, because you don't want anything venting on you. That's for sure. And you
Yep.
don't want to shorten not the mod in any respect,
Yep.
especially borrowed devices. They get a little touch and go. So if you got a
right.
bad
But then again,
battery,
that's the same with exposed battery mods too. You don't want to change or your keys touching.
that's what Nick was just saying. You don't want anything in your pocket that's going to scrape that battery wrap.
Yep.
And a lot of people, especially overseas, if you ever watch the UK shows, they don't like the exposed battery mods. I
My
have no
father hates
problem with
exposed
it.
battery.
I don't have a problem with them. You know, There you go. That's it. You got a pouch. Drop it in.
He pulled out the pouch. Brian, this dude sends me for my birthday a whole life size traveling bag.
Whoa, there you go. He's got the pan on that one. I know on Etsy for a while there, you've seen a lot of sellers on Etsy doing leather pouches and stuff like that.
Oh
That's
yeah.
great, you know.
Yeah, I got them. I got them because when I ride the Harley, it's nice to have all your stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So you can put your wallet here.
Oh yeah.
and
You got all that
your
storage in there. Yep. You got everything you could
Yep.
possibly need, you know.
Yep.
I know my buddy up in Pittsburgh, he goes to a camera supply shop and buys his pouches and stuff, and he buys the little carry kits, and they're padded really good. Now, you're going to pay a premium price because it's for cameras, but they got a lot of nice little pouches up there that you can use. And he sent me a couple, but I just don't use them, you know.
Yeah.
When
Yeah, I
I
use
go
them.
out and about, I got a pod with me, you know. I don't really have to worry about that. If I drop a pod and it breaks, so be it, you know.
Right.
Good. No, Nick sent me that. He sent me, if I can grab it, this NASA pouch,
That looks cool.
Monarchy
also-
Astro.
and he also sent a Star Wars one.
Oh, cool.
My father has the Star Wars one in his room, so whenever he wants to throw his vapes in there, he can.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you spend X amount of money on mods and shit. You know, it's kind of nice to keep them nice.
Well, that's it, Nick. You got it right there because no matter whether you're spending $100 or $400, you want to protect that piece of equipment.
Yep.
Treat it with respect, and it'll work
Oh
forever.
yeah.
Yep.
A lot
see
of people just they just throw it around and set it here and forget about it. And
You see those cheap plastic mods? Yeah, I'll sit there and throw those around for days. I won't care.
well,
With something like the billet box or the
yeah,
Harvey mod,
you're going to be
I'm-
real careful with it.
Oh yeah, I'm a baby those.
I know my buddy up in Pittsburgh. He went to a casino one night. He left a Rebel vape mod sitting there with it was a DNA 250C. Boy, was he heartbroken because somebody scooped that up right away. You know, lost and found. That was gone.
Well, and that's like you talk about the Raga. You know, that's one thing I like about DNA mods is you can get them serviced here in the U.S. So, like,
Yeah.
I had a mod that I had to send out, and then I had it back within like 3 days' time.
Yeah.
And the board was completely swapped out, whatnot, and bam, it was right there. You know,
Yep.
that's the one thing I do like about DNA mods.
Well, that's one thing that I thought it was a good idea that Vapors Cloud did with the sand and a couple other ones. You know, like Bogan's Stubby.
Yep.
And you got the Empire Squonk. You could just swap the board out without having a big.
Look who's in chat, Mr. Vapid Fagan. Look at these sexy hillbillies on camera.
Let's get Marky Poo in there. Mark, join in.
Marky Poo, you know I have to send you a link to get your ass in here, even though I know for a fact you may be doing a live show tonight and or tomorrow.
Ooh, if he goes live tonight, that'd be cool.
Right?
Yep. Come on, join in, Mark.
So, Mark, you might want to look at your Facebook, you son of a bitch.
Yep. Join us, hillbillies. We welcome you.
We're always
chat
willing
with
to
Mark
welcome in another hillbilly.
Yep. What you got going, Odie? Oh, you see a fly. Uh-oh. What do you see? I think my dog sees a ghost. He's just like standing in the kitchen. He's got a tail up like he's pointing, you know. The hunting dogs would point. It's like, you know, what's up with that? Come here, buddy. There's nobody out there.
I'm on Rumble and YouTube. That's how you're able to see me on YouTube. But I did send a link to Rumble Studios, which is where we are.
Ah, Mario Kart, huh? Watch
I
this.
swear, Mark's on a different type of level.
Let's see what he said.
He's like, Neil, you SOB.
Hi, what do you think? Yeah, we got to do this one more often, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This would be kind of cool because nothing really happening on a Friday, especially afternoon, you know.
Oh, yeah.
It's a good time slot for it. Now, if we can get Fagan off of Mario Kart, he can join us.
Yeah,
That'll
fuck
almost
is
be
always on
impossible.
Mario Kart.
Yeah. So I see that Dylan got a Boro mod today.
Mark, I've had this Boro mod. I've been using it, you fucktard, and you like my picture on it on Facebook.
Mark, this is Boro mod day. I got mine. Dylan's got his. Nick's got his.
I'm actually running two of them, Mark.
Me too. I got the Centaurus right there. See, Mark does not like bullet boxes.
He says high class LMAO. Mark, I know you're not talking about high class.
Well, I've been working on Mark to send me that Maven because I know Mark don't like the Maven.
Hey, listen, he
Right.
claims he's keeping it because of the fact that just in case he does have to review a Boro.
Well, I could send him something. I'll send him an elf bar that he can put in there to review the Boro, and then he ain't got to wick nothing. He ain't got to juice nothing. He just slaps it in there, and away he goes.
There you go. That's right up Mark's alley there, you know.
He says, "All you guys got Boro mods? Good lord!"
All right, fine, Mark. Fine. Here, I'll
Listen, don't make Nick pull out the fucking mech mod, you bastard.
There you go. There you go.
Mark.
There you go. He's got it.
No, but I gotta give it to Nick. He does have a nice collection of mechs there and wherever else he has them.
God, I got too much money in it.
He says Elf Bar, LOL.
I blame a lot of it on Mike Vapes because Mike Vapes has got to be all matchy and shit, and that just triggered my OCD. So I'm like, well, you got to buy a mod, you got to buy a matching drip tip, otherwise there's no point.
You see, when it comes to boxer, I have to kind of blame Mark on that.
I know a couple of years ago, Nick, I was so picky about color matching. I would actually order different drip tips from different places just to make it look good.
Oh yeah,
boy, that's mental.
Yeah, it is.
Mark, hey Mark, I sent you that link to the Vapin' Fagan Facebook page that I'm friends with you on.
There you go.
That way you can get your ass on here.
I'm telling you what, man, I'm gonna just start being like Mark, man. I'm just gonna go buy me a 50 bar and just call it a day.
Hey, listen, man, I'm gonna be very high class. I'm gonna be like Mark and get myself a Danny box.
I mean, you know, one thing that people bash Mark on is vaping disposables, but hey, he's always got a new mod coming in every day.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Right, but like Mark told me, he's barely rebuilding now. He says he's using those coil heads.
The only problem with the disposables is 50 on the nicotine. You know, it's like, oh, that's a crusher. It's like it stings the lungs, especially on some of those Chinese juices, you know, because they're already tart and sweet as it is, and then you're looking at 50. It's like, oh wow. And some of the minimum is what, 35?
No, 20 or 50.
Am I correct, Nick? On the UK side, theirs is mostly 20, right? Over in the UK,
I think so. I know Mark was saying like the 50 bar, like Beard Vape Co.
Yeah,
Beard Vape Co. does like all their juices, so it doesn't have the menthol in it, which that's what I would be interested in because I don't like the cooling effect.
Yeah,
as Mark says, I vape on Chinese shit. I call bullshit.
I'll tell you what. With Mark, Mark needs to collab with a disposable company and come out with like the Fagan bar or something.
That's what I told him a couple of weeks back. I said you got to get your own thing in there, you know.
Right, right. And then
Everybody,
he could do for his bar is he could talk to Stevie Marquez
There
because
you go. There you
he
go.
likes S&M bondage, and that would be the perfect logo to put on there.
Yep.
hey, listen, I know myself and a lot of other people always say you need to come out with a bulk disposable.
Yeah,
Real good idea.
I like the Fagan bar better.
He says the 50 bar is the only one I can really vape on a regular basis if I had to.
That's a good
And,
marketing approach, Dylan. He could come out with the his own thing, and he can have a
yep,
very small knuckle rag included in the box.
right. The slogan is: if you buy 3 of the Fagin bars, you get a knuckle rag included.
There you
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
I told him he ought to come up with his own merch line. You got the knuckle rag, and a couple other little items. He can start selling them.
Yeah, hey, that could be a part of the packaging. That could be
Yeah,
just
Or
wrap a little rag in there and
right.
voila.
or here's another one: if you buy a whole box of disposables, you get an advent calendar with Mark's ass on it.
Oh, that's a good one.
He says that would be cool. Disposable with S&M with juice in it. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, that would be cool.
Well, Mark can also come up with his own T-shirt.
Well,
I know he sold a couple of T-shirts before.
well,
And you get
you
juice
know,
stains on them.
Not juice things, but
Hussar came out with their own pod system now. So then Stevie could come out with his own disposable e-liquid.
Oh
yes.
yeah, why not?
Why not?
Yep.
Mark, you hear that, Mark? You need to jump on that. A Hussar pod system.
And all he has to do is
Um,
contract with the Chinese makers, and no problem.
Yep.
He gets a kickback. They're making money. Everybody's happy.
He's like, Craig, tell them the disposable king.
There you go. I just don't know how he could do all that 50 milligram Nick salts. I can't do those.
Hey, I'll tell you what. Well, he just said in that chat. He says the 50 bar is the only one I can really vape on a regular basis if I had to.
Yeah,
So
because
the 50, so,
I think their juice is a little higher quality than the other stuff is.
yeah.
He says everyone loves the sweet lung, but Mark, weren't you vaping on that 7 days clickmate for a while too before the 50 bar? I think
Hey,
he was.
hey, Mark. If you came out with the Fagan disposable, all right, this is a hell of a sales pitch to whatever company you're going to talk to. But you could say, hey, I can go around the nation from gas station to gas station to push my product. Then you would be
And
the
he
king of vaping because you would have hobbyists be going to the vape shows and people not even know who the hell they are, but they would know you because you're on every gas station, man.
Yep.
and I bet you, if he says that, he's gonna be like, I'll even do one better. I'll go live while I'm doing it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
I
he
could
says,
see the whole Fagan juice line at every gas
"Yep."
station.
As he
Hey,
says, my lungs taste like Soho today.
Yep.
Thanks, Brett, wherever you are.
hey, I'll tell you what, Brian. I'll tell you what. You went to that Vaporesso Expo out there in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
And he was doing the whole thing, man. Not one person walked up to him, at least during the video,
I
and
seen
said,
that.
"Hey, you're Mark Fagan." But I'll tell you what, if you'd had his own disposable out, they'd be like,
Yep.
"I know that guy."
Yep.
Yeah.
And Mark, I know what your top flavor should be. A pickle flavored disposable.
Pickle flavor disposable.
No, and hear me out, because Nick, remember that live stream where me and you were in, and he chugged a whole fucking jar of pickle juice.
That's right.
That's why. And then he stuck
That's
some
right.
type of chemical in it with the pickles.
Well, it'd be kind of cool because he'd have his own juice line, do a nice little label on it with his logo on it, and have one of the juices be called swamp ass, and that would just get people's attention. They would pick that up and say, "Gotta try this one."
Right.
You know,
Well,
would
no,
you?
and another flavor I was thinking about because of the fact that he did drink his own piss was a pea flavored disposable.
Oh. I would say a lemon meringue type of flavor to the juice, but call it something like urinal something. Just get an oddball name on that label, and people will grab that stuff. They'll always
Marcus
get it.
says, "What?" Marcus says, "Wow, a celebrity in chat, Dylan, you made it." Mark goes, "Marcus, I thought you were locked up in prison after they released the Epstein list." Mark, I know you. I know you're not talking about prison because the fact that I know you still have little kids locked up in your basement. Now I know I'm not drunk, Mark,
No,
and I know
but
these fine gentlemen here aren't drunk at all either.
no, it's
No,
like
I unfortunately have to go to work.
it's like one time about 6 months ago, and I'm still waiting for more information from the FBI because I've been redacted on certain documents because they're really sensitive stuff.
Well,
And
damn.
yeah, the nature of the work I used to do, but they sent me a copy of this one thing that was redacted, and I called them and I said, I thought you were going to send me the unredacted one. Well, we can't reprocess your request
Oh
because
shit.
they wanted to charge me like $50 to reprocess it. I said,
Oh
forget
damn.
it. I already know whose name that is that's been blacked out.
Mark, you all know Asian kids are still kids, then they count.
But yeah, when it comes to the FBI, you want to steer clear of those guys. They're a bunch of goofballs. I know the one time, this was like 20 years ago, 22 years ago, they showed up at my ex girlfriend's house. There was like 100 agents, right? I got a submachine gun pointed at the back of my head. I'm going, what in the hell's going on here? Well, here's
Oh,
some bozo down in D.C., and I won't name the agency, was signing out classified information, forging my name.
oof.
Oh, yeah, that was fun.
Wow.
So I had to go down and sign my name like 10 times on a piece of paper. I said, now you match that signature up with this. I'm telling the truth. And it's like, geez, what a bunch of morons. They pull their guns out first, make you look like a complete asshole in front of everybody in your neighborhood, and
Oh
then
no,
later
Yep.
on apologize to you.
no, it's like all these other companies. They want to work with you and all this other shit too, and then all of a sudden, the minute they get done with the collaboration, and the product is selling, they
Yeah.
just disappear.
Well,
Yep.
that's the whole thing. A lot of those guys are in it for the cash grab.
Right.
That's all it is. It's a big cash grab.
Yep.
And it's sad to see that happen, but a lot of people nowadays don't really expect anybody to be around forever.
Right. And since you mentioned that story, Marcos, I think we all made the list.
He
I
says your
think so.
favorite flavor is Tutti Frutti.
No, that's Mark, since he loves being bonded up.
Now, I don't know if you can see this or not.
Oh dang.
Oh wow.
Oh shit.
Yeah, some really highly classified stuff there. But I busted the guy. I tripped him up, right? I had something shipped to me, and then 7 years down the line, I was on this guy's tail, and I knew who was doing it. So I had him sent more stuff. He used a different postage meter that's not U.S. official. I sent it down to the FBI. They got him. They got him cold. He was stockpiling shit in his garage. It's
Oh
like,
shit.
oh man, you gotta be kidding me, dude. It's like, why would you do that? Real dumb.
Ugh.
That was like
No.
I was watching a couple documentaries. One was on that Del. What was it?
You were telling me about one thing with
Delmar, Jeff
Yeah,
Delmar.
yeah.
And
Jeff
then I
Dahmer. Yeah.
watched.
Dumb.
After that, I watched. Gosh damn it, he was in Cook County. He was a mass serial killer. He was a clown. It was
Oh, what's it? Yeah, the clown. I can't remember his name.
yeah, he was Cook. He was Cook County. I'm like, gosh, damn, these people are fucked up.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, literally, they're completely missing their marbles. I mean, I just couldn't believe it. I just couldn't believe it.
Nick, I overheard Jeffrey Dahmer was related to Mark Fagan.
Oh.
He's the
No,
cousin.
no, no, because Mark Fagan was related to the clown because the clown was in Cook County. That's his county, dude. Mark lives in Cook County, dude. He's in Chicago, dude. Them people
Yep.
are fucked up there, dude.
What's even worse in my situation is when General David Petraeus was doing his thing. He's sharing classified info with that chick he was banging. That was funny because I watched Chris Wallace from Fox News do an interview with the old Senator Dianne Feinstein, right? Well, she gets to a certain point, she goes, well, "This has happened before, not precisely the same way." It's like she was referring to me because I was doing a higher up's wife.
We got another. We got another famous celebrity in
Well,
chat, Mr. Ron Jeremy. He says John Wayne Gacy.
that's
No,
it.
great.
That's it.
Yep, yep.
I think Mark could also be related to John Wayne Gacy with his little tiny peepee.
Well, it is because he's from Cook County, dude.
I'll tell you, that Cook County, man, they got some wicked people there.
Well, I'll tell
Oh,
you,
yeah.
man, they got all kinds of corruption from there. That's why when we had Obama in office, it was terrible. It was
yeah.
And
terrible.
since Mark and my father, who's Ron Jeremy, were probably wondering who this fine gentleman is with me and Nick. This is Brian Ferguson.
Yep.
Yep.
But I'll tell you, I've seen a lot of weird shit in my days, but nothing beats the time when I knew Dick Cheney's friends, and the one who was the old Import Export Bank president,
Right.
Phil Merrill. You know, we were close. We were on his yacht one day and we were bullshitting. Next thing you know, I'm at his little marina. He had a little bar there and everything else. I'm sitting there drinking with Congressman Bob Ney that got indicted. And then in walks Scooter Libby, and he's crying on my shoulder because he got indicted. And then next thing you know, I see Jack Abram walk in. He's got his arm around me. This chick's taking pictures of us. Well, here she was, the FBI informant. That was even worse. And then Gus Bullis, the guy that owned the gambling boats that did offshore gambling, well, he walks in, he's crying to me. And everything went to shit after that. It was just amazing.
Yeah.
But they shot that Greek guy down in Florida. They plugged him 3 times in the head.
Yeah, Mark says, Dylan, you have a story to tell us? Did you do some work on his house, referring to, I think, yours, Brian? I was like, yeah, I pulled a U and put vents everywhere.
Flexil, that's good.
I wonder if Mark used Flex Seal.
He said Dylan painting Gacy's house in his underwear. No, Mark. No, Mark. I did it in your American flag bikini.
Mark, you know good and damn well if Dylan was over there, we would never have seen Dylan again. You know Dylan wasn't in Chicago, bro.
No.
And Mark, like Brian tried asking, how's your bathtub?
I know he's got the little
The
thing
crap,
underneath the epoxy tape that he used. I guess it was tape.
Yep.
But he's got to sand that down and spray it with a little bit of epoxy paint.
Knowing Mark, he probably used that Flex Seal tape.
Yeah,
He
I think
didn't
that's probably what
shit.
it was.
He just dried up the area and said, "All right, lay the tape down and call it good."
Brian, hey Brian, because I know you don't have Facebook. Mark posted a little story time with him and his son that with a conversation that they had. Marcus said that his friend slept over,
Uh-oh.
so they were using the spare bathroom.
Oops.
And Mark couldn't,
Refresh the page.
Mark couldn't get undressed in the small in the small bathroom, so he had to do it in the guest room.
There we go. I'm back.
So Mark couldn't couldn't get changed in the guest bathroom because it was small.
Ah.
So he had to get changed in the spare room, and he thinks he scarred the kid.
Oh, 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 oh.
Well, gentlemen, I hate to leave you guys, but I'm about to get ready for work.
All right, Nick. It's
All
been a
right,
Nice
brother.
pleasure.
meeting you, Brian.
Have a good one, sir. Don't work too hard.
Yes. And Dylan, you stay out of trouble. And get your dad a cup of coffee.
It's hard for me
There you
not to get out of trouble.
All
go.
right. You guys have a good day.
We'll do it
You too,
again,
brother.
Nick.
All
We'll do
right.
it again.
Sounds good.
All righty.
Ugh.
Collections.
No, but yeah, that was the story Mark posted.
Is Mark still with us on the chat?
Last comment he posted was 2 minutes ago, which was painting Gacy's house in his underwear.
Uh-huh.
So I would presume he's still in chat. That's if he didn't go upstairs
Yeah.
to do anything.
The next time we got to have Mark join us.
Yeah, I know. I had him on my channel the one time.
Yeah. Oh boy. I'm trying to find something here. Photos.
Ugh.
Let's see if I can find something here, Dylan. Oh yeah, here it is. That's the hole they put in my car.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Oh fuck!
Driving on the highway, there was 3 vehicles, and they tried to box me in.
Oh damn!
And I seen the weapon coming out of the back of the vehicle, and I hit the brakes real quick. And that was just at the perfect time. That's scary, you know?
Yeah, it was like an accident my father and I had in 2017. Right after I had just helped my godmother move into her condo and everything.
Yeah.
It was late at night or whatever. So my father and I get off the highway, the expressway, and everything, going towards one of the streets.
Yeah.
And some guy was on the other side, just speeding. No headlights on, no nothing, just speeding down the thing. My father and I had to ride away because we didn't see the guy immediately until after we turned and hit the guy.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking. I had my seatbelt on, fucked up my right shoulder.
Wow.
The guy got out of his car flipping out.
Oh, yeah. I mean, people do that, you know?
No, like this guy was literally threatening me and my father with that.
Oh, that's not good. Not good.
Like this guy wanted to fight and everything, and then right after we both pulled off, the guy was all calm or whatever, and then tried to apologize and things like that. And I was like, yeah, no.
Well,
I was like,
if you're going to do something like that, you got to think twice, you know? It's like,
right,
why would you want to do that?
exactly. And after that, there was, I think, a couple of times where my father, I know, had gotten into an accident, which I'm lucky he's still alive and
Yeah.
everything after that. You know, I thank God he's still alive, but
Right.
that's just about it.
That's why I'm enjoying retirement. I don't have to deal with idiots anymore, you know?
Yeah.
Retirement's nice, but I tell you, it gets real boring.
Oh, yeah, for the
Really,
most part.
really boring. So I'm trying to think of something I could do, make a little side money, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And it just, I'm in West Virginia now from Pittsburgh. There's really not a whole lot here to do.
Yeah.
It's just a quaint neighborhood that's back in the woods and nothing going on, you know? But within a 2-mile radius, I've got grocery shopping, 2 stores. I have
Right.
Taco Bell, McDonald's, Wendy's,
Yeah.
Pizza Hut, all that stuff.
No, yeah, I don't think we have a pizza. And Cheryl, to answer your question, no, he was not drunk. From what I remember, the guy was in a rush to go to the hospital to see his daughter at the time.
Ah,
But yeah, there's no Pizza Hut around here. There's McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, Taco Bell.
Well, Cheryl's in a good spot. She's down in Virginia, and she's got a lot of stuff down there.
Oh yeah,
So it's not a problem doing that. But
oh yeah,
mine
for
is
sure.
kind of funny because I could pull out of the apartment building's parking lot. I
Right.
can either go left or right, but I'm going to hit a fast food joint within 500 yards.
Oh yeah.
So it's all right there. I can actually walk to everything,
Oh
which
yeah.
ain't bad.
Yeah. There's like a burger restaurant like right down our street, so it's easy walking distance for us to even if we wanted to go over there and
Yeah.
things like that. The closest fast food place would be, I want to say, without traffic, give or take like 3 4 minutes.
Yeah, it's not bad. That's the same here. I can go to Dunkin' Donuts right down the road. It takes 4 minutes to get there.
Oh yeah, Dunkin'
And
Donuts.
I got an
That's
Arby's down there. They got Arby's, Dunkin' Donuts. They got a Starbucks down there. So whatever I
yeah,
need, they got a Wendy's right down from there, a quarter mile.
yeah. My father loves his Arby's.
Oh yeah, I love Arby's. Arby's, you can't beat their milkshakes. I love
Yeah,
their milkshakes. The
but
only problem is it puts too much weight on you.
I know the closest Arby's to us is all the way in South Jersey.
Wow. Wow.
And same thing with Roy Rogers too, South Jersey.
Okay, Ron Jeremy says no Pizza Hut, but 1,000 other pizza places. That sounds like Pittsburgh from where I'm from.
Yeah, no,
And
some of the pizzerias are like that authentic
yeah,
pizzerias that have been here,
right. Hmm.
for years.
Oh, Cheryl's got everything down there. She's got jellyfish and everything. She's
Oh
right.
yeah,
She's right at the good spot.
I know. Even
Cheryl, are you near Norfolk Naval Base?
yeah, because I know from what I've seen, she's posted a lot of beach views and things like that.
Yep.
She said nothing to do unless you cross the bridge to go to the city.
Uh-huh. Let's ask her a question here. Let's ask her if she's close to this place.
Dylan has no crabs. Yeah, Cheryl, how far are you from Norfolk Naval Base?
I know last time I was down in Norfolk, I had to get a tooth pulled because I cracked one in half.
Oof.
And I'm right on the base, so I go to the dentist there. Well,
Yeah, we.
he's out of Novocaine altogether, so he has no
Oof.
painkiller. I got to get this tooth out. So I grabbed the chair as hard as I could. And I said, Doc, just pull it. He says, You sure? I said, Just pull it. He yanked that baby out. Boy, was I sore for a week.
Yeah, one thing I've never gotten done was my wisdom teeth taken out yet. I've not got
Yeah,
mine out yet, but I know a lot of people that have.
I've got mine out. I got no problem with getting them out because your wisdom teeth, for whatever reason, especially in my family, they never lasted long. You either chip
Yeah,
in the back or you broke them off and you're in agonizing pain and you
oh
end up with
yeah,
an earache and everything else.
but
Just pull
yeah.
them out.
My father said, "LOL, we did live in Maryland."
There you go.
But yeah, the one thing I remember getting done was my tonsils removed.
That's a tricky thing. I got mine out when I was, I think, 6 years old.
She said she lived 15 minutes from the bridge.
There you go.
Yeah, which means since I got my tonsils removed, I couldn't eat my favorite stuff like fried chicken. I couldn't eat my favorite bacons. None of that. It was a pain.
Oh, you feel it going down, scratching the back of your throat,
Yeah,
and it's just like, oh, this really, really hurts.
Yeah, so I had to eat like pudding and stuff like that just for it to have it go down smooth
Yeah.
and things like that.
I know when I was a kid, I was 6 when I had my tonsils removed, but I always had problems with my ears, so they had to put the little plugs in there,
Yeah,
to drain the tubes out, get your ears drained.
I know. I was in. I think I
Crying
was
like
in
a little
elementary.
baby.
Yeah, I was in elementary school when I got mine taken out.
Yeah. I think my first set of tubes in my ears was when I was like 3 years old or 4 years old. I can't remember. But I think
Yeah,
it was around 1963 or 1964. I can't remember.
63 was when my father was born.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, 64, I was a little tyke running around causing havoc everywhere I went, you know?
Yeah, I was like that when I was born, a little badass running around. But my father swears I was an angel.
Well, my dad used to always call me the Tasmanian devil because no matter what
Right.
I did, I always broke something, you know? Because I remember me and my brother one day, we got a brand new football, Wilson, for Christmas. Well, we were in the
Yep.
house. My dad said, "Don't throw it in the house because I bought your mother a new lamp." What did I do? Boom! Right into the lamp, broke it.
Cool. Now, when you mentioned
Not a
lamp,
good thing to do.
how when you mentioned lamp, I thought of that lamp from like a Christmas story, the leg lamp.
Well, she had one back then. They had these. They were like a pole lamp with like four shades
Right.
on, 'em, and you would contract the pole and then put it up against the ceiling and sit it on the floor, and it would just like be a pole lamp.
Okay.
Almost like a lamp that a pole that a stripper
Triple.
would be on. Yeah,
Yeah.
the Fagin pole. But man, I broke that thing. Boy, my mom said your dad's going to give it to you when he gets home. I said,
Ooh.
I'm not looking forward to this. I don't think I sat down right for over a week. Oh, I got
Yeah.
it. Got the paddle with the holes in it.
Oh,
Whack.
I never had the paddle done. I
Oh
remember
yeah,
one
yeah, yeah.
time my father was like, "Go get my belt."
Yep.
Lost all color in my face.
No kidding.
Yeah, but nothing happened though, except for the loss of color.
He just gave you the scare factor, is what it was.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
exactly what it is.
Yep. Well, Cheryl's got it right. Strip a pole with lights.
Yup. But
uh,
but now all I do is just take care of him, let him sleep when he wants, eat when he wants. All I have
right.
to do is just sit here and mind my business. That's it.
Well, that's it. Well, at least you got your dad around you.
Oh
Because
yeah,
that's one thing I remember. My dad passed away. I really missed him because we were close,
yeah.
and he came through a couple weird situations when he was a cop. He was shot at. Hell, they took a submachine gun and shot up his whole cop car.
Oh fuck. No, but yeah, me and my father have our arguments here and there, but at the end of
Yeah,
the day, everybody's always saying, "Oh, you have your father. You and him are close."
yeah.
Which some of that may be true. Yeah, I still have him. Yeah, me and him are close, but I'm still a pain in his ass the way he sees it.
Well, at the end of the day, though, you guys would do anything for each other, which is appropriate.
Yeah,
And
even though I'm a giant pain in the ass.
well, you have to remember those memories get ingrained in your brain and they never
Yep.
go away.
Oh yeah.
And you always remember where you came from.
Yep. But he's also starting to think I'm Fagin Jr.
Uh oh. I don't
Cause
know about that.
no, because there's some things that I'm I'm like Mark. I eat just like Mark. Like whenever my father and I get Chinese, I'll get the sweet and sour chicken, but no sauce, no red sauce.
Ah.
Anytime I go to a restaurant, I'll get chicken fingers and fries. Like I'm just a overall picky eater.
I used to be that way, and then I started getting older, and it's like, why be picky?
Yeah,
As long as it's
you,
good food and it's healthy for you, and I eat it.
yeah,
But when you're young, you're just full of energy, you're invincible, so you think nothing's going to harm you in any way. So you
Yeah.
start doing some stupid things, and you go out to the bars, you start getting late at night, and you
Yep.
sit there, you got a hangover the next day. But that's part of the learning process.
And I've found when it comes to like eating food or whatever, I'll
Yeah.
sit there and I'll from me being little, always getting the chicken fingers and fries, all up to now, I'm that same way. I'll eat chicken fingers and fries.
Oh, yeah.
Only thing is, the dipping sauce has changed. I used to eat it with honey mustard. Now I eat it with ranch.
I like ranch too, but you know where I'm on a kick lately of hot sauce. You,
Yep.
you want to try a real good one? Frank's hot sauce, people. They came out with a
Yep.
squeezable hot honey one, and that
Ooh.
stuff is really, really good.
I remember. I think this past Tuesday, right before Chuck show, my father and I went to Taco Bell. Got these
Love
garlic.
Taco Bell.
Got these garlic French fries that they sold. It came with
Yeah.
steak or whatever other seasoning on it. They threw extra hot sauce in it. The mild or whatever, and they threw the Diablo hot sauce in it.
Oh,
I must have poured like 4 little packets of the Diablo sauce on. I was in the bathroom for like 3 4 hours.
that'll light your tongue up.
Yep.
That'll definitely light your tongue up. But it's just different foods nowadays. If you go out to these fast food joints, the price of a hamburger is killing
Oh
people.
yeah. I
Yeah,
remember when. I
$12
remember
for a
when.
Big Mac. It's like, come on,
Yeah, I
really?
remember when the big like 2017. I remember when the Big Mac was like $4 or $5
Yeah.
just for the meal. Now it's like 12, 13,
In some
$14.
places, $18, depending on where you
Yep.
live. You know?
New York, it's $18.
Yeah. And it's like people who still smoke cigarettes, they're paying upwards to $14 a pack,
Yep.
depending on where you live. To me, that's just stupid.
You
Not that
know.
it's stupid, but it's got to give you an incentive to pick up a vape device and say,
Yep.
I can save a ton of money.
Yep. I thank the Lord now. I'm not putting a cigarette to my mouth anymore.
Right, right.
The same thing with those like Black and Mild cigarillos and stuff like that.
All those things. I still see people doing them.
Yep. I'm just glad I'm not putting those to my mouth at all either. I'm just thankful I vape. And I have so many vape friends like you, Nick,
Right, right.
Cheryl, Mark. I'm just thankful for all that.
Yeah,
And that's the one of the top things. I was kind of like nervous about when I first started vaping. Like, okay, like what shows do I tune into? Like, like, like how are the people in the vape community? Like, are they mean? Are they nice?
yeah.
But from
Well,
what I've seen so far, everyone's been nice
yeah,
and things like that. Yeah, I may be one of the youngest people in the community, being the fact that I'm 28.
yeah. So what?
But at the end of the day, the community took me in with open arms.
Yeah. Oh, I used to hang around with rich people and poor people. It doesn't matter. I'm just an average everyday person now.
Yep. I mean,
I've
at the
had,
end.
I've had my fun in my lifetime, involved with a couple of weirdo scandals, but
Yep.
at the end of the day, I'm just the average everyday Joe.
And at the end of the day, we're all human. We all bleed the same.
Exactly. And we all make mistakes. It doesn't matter who you are. Everybody makes mistakes. So I don't hold anything on anybody.
Yep.
Everybody's a human being and they're entitled to their opinion and they're entitled to make mistakes every once in a while.
Yep. As Cheryl says, $4.95 for a
Yeah, I
large
seen
French
that.
fry
That's a
at the
lot of money.
McDonald's.
Yeah. And it's like, I know the Arby's right down the road, is about 4 minutes away. They have these deals going on now. You get 2 chicken sandwiches or 2 fish for $7. You can't beat that.
My father's been craving Arby's like it's
Yeah.
nothing.
I like their fish sandwiches. They're good.
I like their roast beef.
Oh yeah, the roast beef's good too. I'm
Same thing
just
with
partial to their fish sandwich. I think it's one of the best ones out there.
Roy Rogers. Anytime I go to Arby's or Roy Rogers, that's all I get is the roast beef sandwich.
Yeah. Now, every once in a while, I'll go down to Arby's just to buy a milkshake. Get the large
Ooh.
Andes milkshake. Oh, that's
I
good.
I'm sorry, but I gotta go to either Cold Stone or Carvel for my milkshakes.
There you go. Yeah, I know in Pittsburgh when I lived there, and they always had ice cream joints everywhere.
Yep,
And we had this little area, they call it the Strip District, where they had all these vendors for food,
yep.
clothing, you name it, they have it right down there within walking distance, a half a mile. You can go and get anything you needed.
Oh yeah, but nowadays it's even the closest thing is like a whole like hour drive.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. And then when you start getting older and you move away from this and that, you start realizing going to the mall is not a good idea.
Yep.
So you get online and you spend money online, and it comes shipped straight to your door, and you don't have to worry about burning gas to go see it.
Right, but that's the problem. Some of the times when people order stuff offline, they'll get their size, but they don't know if it's gonna fit.
I realized that with a couple neighbors, they thought they were going to get the right size, and then ended up taking it back to UPS doing a drop off. It's got to go back to Amazon.
No, yeah,
That's got to be a pain in the ass.
it's happened to me a few times.
Yeah,
I had gotten a pair of pants off Amazon. I thought they were the long joggers. No, they were the short style joggers. I'm like, yeah, no, I gotta
yeah.
ship these back.
Well, it's like the one time a couple of years ago, I ordered a pair of Adidas shoes, real expensive ones, real nice ones.
Right.
Well, when they shipped it to me, they had me 3 sizes too small.
Ooh,
I went through hell to return those things.
I think the only pair of expensive shoes is the pair of Jordans that I got like 2 years, like almost 3 years ago,
Yeah.
and I paid full retail for them,
Oh.
and they had just came out like 15 days before Christmas.
Yeah, that's when you're going to pay the premium. And you know what's really bad about that one, Dylan, is when you sit there and pay full price, and 6 months later, you could save $40.
Well,
You,
no, it's because with these specific Jordans, some of the stores they'll get them in stock,
yeah,
and they'll go within maybe the first half hour that they get them. So they make you wait on this long line on the website until you have to pay.
yeah.
I was lucky enough to actually be up all night the night before just to get online for it to actually be released.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember that because she bought the boxer and the bill of box.
Yep. Well, I'm glad she did, though,
Oh yeah,
because she's not going to be disappointed with the billet box, that's for sure, nor the boxer.
no, she's not. And I if someone asked me if I was to get another billet box, my answer would probably be one day down the line.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Not anywhere sooner than now. Because of the fact that my birthday just passed, I got an amazing gift from my father, which was that Def Mods. And
Yeah.
then I got the billet box for my birthday gift and everything. So but I would have to wait on everything just to pass first.
Well, the biggest thing is when you get enough free money that you can actually just plunk it
Yep.
down and say, forget about it. I just got it. It's mine.
Oh
That's
yeah.
a done deal. And
That's why my father, since I've been vaping on Boros since 2023, my father's just now, I believe, starting to like Boros and everything.
well, I think it's the best way to go, other than like a small squonk box,
Right. I
because
know he doesn't like the squonking.
you're already self included in the thing. Everything's all in one roof. And you
Right.
just pull off a panel, fill it up, away you go. And you don't have to worry about the tank being on top, dropping it over, cracking the glass,
Oh
stuff like
yeah.
that. And portability. Pop it
Yeah.
in your shirt pocket, jacket pocket, away you go.
Right. That's why I like the fillet box because it's so
Yeah,
portable. All I have to do is remove the flush line, take the tank out, fill it up,
right, right.
and just easily put things back together right then and there.
Yep.
Go.
And like you said, so much customizing options available, you know?
Oh yeah. Even Nick said the same thing. Is the customizability just for it
Right.
right then and there.
Well, that justifies the purchase.
Oh yeah.
These I hang around with on a regular basis too.
Ooh, I never tried Zone.
Yeah, they're pretty much the same thing as Zen, you know?
Yeah, I've tried another pouch where we can stick the e juice right on the pouch itself.
Yep. Let's see, Cheryl's got almost 600 bucks in less than 30 minutes.
Damn.
Yep. You know what I want to do is get one of those strangers mods. Did you ever see those?
Nah, I've never seen them, but I've heard of them.
They're like 1,400 bucks.
Damn.
Yeah. This guy makes them in Italy, and he machines them by hand. He does them out of a solid block of aluminum, or he'll do stainless steel or whatever you want. But it
Oof.
can cost you a lot of money. I know the one I want him to get for me is around $2,400,
Oof.
but it's got a lot of fine etching in it and stuff like that.
Right.
I'm saving up for it. You know, probably in another year, year and a half, I'll get one. Just that's what I want. You know, just a special
Yeah.
mod. I one time about 5 years ago, it's been about five, maybe four and a half. I went on to Vicious Site. Well, I got a polished Altum Duke 2,
Right.
and that thing is real sweet. And I got the Vicious Spade,
Right.
and I still use them, you know.
Right.
But I spent like $1,000, so that
Oof.
that was not cheap.
Right.
So you get what you pay for. You know, if you want something really fine and fancy, you're gonna pay for it.
Right.
That's like when I ordered the Sunbox B5 Boro device. I think I paid like $375 shipped to the door.
Right.
So that's a lot of money. And same with the Quadro B22. Like I said, that's a nice little small device. But you pay for what you want.
Yeah, as Mr. Brett Whitney just texted me too about Stranger Mods.
Yeah. Yeah, Strangers Mods, they've got several models now to pick from. And I think they're doing a Boro device now too. And I've got a lot of Rebel vape devices, you know, the 3D printed ones. They're real nice, but they're expensive. They're coming from UK, so you're going to pay the shipping plus the price of the mod. They're not cheap.
Right.
They're not cheap by any means, but they'll last for a long time.
Right. For sure.
Well, same with Boxer. You know, I had Boxers before I sold them, but they were the older ones, you know, just a DNA 250 chip in them. They were just old standard chips. But I want to get another Boxer mod. I want to get the 21700 Boro one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the one with the sliding door on the front.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
that one's nice.
I've been looking at that one too.
Well, it's worth the money. You know, you're going to get a good solid device. It's built well. You're not going to have any problem with it. Is Mark still with us?
I
He's
don't
still
think so.
playing
I
Super
think
Mario Kart.
probably.
Come here.
Uh,
Well,
but anyways,
We're almost 3 hours in.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I think I'm gonna call it an end because we've been almost 3 hours in.
Sounds good, Dylan.
So
We'll
if
do it again.
anything, so if
We shall do
anything,
it again.
yes, we do the Zoom calls at the end of the almost every single time with Chuck show and Devin's show.
Yeah,
So if you would like, I know Chuck also posts the link for Zoom every Wednesday.
yeah.
So feel free to come on in.
Yeah, I got to download Zoom and install it yet. I've just never had it on there yet.
Yeah, we're practically in there, I believe, almost every night.
There you
Or
go.
at least I'm in there almost every night if I'm not passed out.
Yep. Well,
So,
here's wishing
so
everybody a really good day. Be safe, be careful, and keep vaping.
yeah, so we will. Myself and Brian will be doing this almost every Friday when we get a chance.
Yep,
So feel free to give me a text and ask when we're going live, and I will probably give Brian a text to see if he's ready.
yep. Sounds like a plan.
So, all right, everybody, we will see you guys later.
Thank you, sir. Have a good